Welcome back, COD fans. It's a brand new day and a fresh start for 5 teams in the CDL.
Roster mania is in full swing, and we've got new rookies in the league looking to make their mark.
Plus, we're saying goodbye to a few familiar faces. There are some huge shakeups to kick off Major 3 qualifiers.
We're breaking down all the roster changes, all the new maps, and of course, we're gonna watch some good old-fashioned Call of Duty.
It's all coming up right now on the Call of Duty League.
In Atlanta, FaZe, take it! Ultra, they're trying to make it happen.
Oh, they're making it happen. Fellow, 1v1 for the ace! Felony! Are you kidding? Nice shots, big Kenny! Kenny! In a grand final, he won't slow down! Keeps going, another 13! These guys are going to war!
What's up, everybody? We missed you all, and you missed plays like this from Crystal Air as Simp and Atlanta FaZe shut down the opposition in Miami. They claimed the Major 2 title and the #1 spot on our power rankings once again. Welcome back into the CDL, everybody. It's Chris Puckett alongside Alley Cat and Nameless here at the headquarters desk. And Alley, I want to start with you. Atlanta FaZe picking up Draza. They thought they needed some extra firepower. They got the job done.
Yeah, and firepower in the sense of just confidence, too. Not even in the slaying department.
All right, so that's FaZe on top. But now we've got a bunch of other teams trying to catch up, right, Ann?
Yeah, and we got a bunch of teams trying to catch up. As you know, we have 4 splits throughout this season, and you got to get top 8 to make it into champs. We had 5 teams make roster changes, which we'll dive into here very shortly. It's going to get interesting.
First, though, we got to show some love to everyone who came out to Miami. Remember, there's just 4 majors, and Major 2 was a banger with a sold-out crowd. We had so much fun. Fans lining up outside, inside, everyone waiting for their chance to storm the stage. And they were in for a good show. Our top 4 seeds making it all the way to a Sunday.
And actually, that's kind of surprising because usually there's at least a couple of upsets. But unfortunately, the biggest upset on the weekend was the hometown team not being able to make it to Sunday. But who did? Our top 4 teams from the seeding qualifiers make it to Sunday, and it's Atlanta FaZe that end up on top.
Yeah, I mean, it was a banger of a tournament. You know, started out a little bit slow, fans started bleeding in, and then Saturday, Sunday, the quality of gameplay throughout this tournament is some of the best that we've ever had. The fans on their feet, as you can see. Major 2 was special, man. Sunday was absolutely incredible.
Let's go FaZe, let's go Optic. That's still in the back of my brain. We're coming up with new chants for Toronto, but here's a look at your current standings. We've got our top 4 separating themselves from the rest of the pack, an 80-point difference between the 4th place Subliners and the 5th place Rockers. Everyone, though, fighting for their spot in the top 8.
That is a huge disparity between the top 4 and everybody else, but I want to focus on the bottom 4 because all of those teams made changes. We are at the halfway mark of the year, so it's do or die for them to make that champs run.
That's right. These teams like Boston Breach desperately need dubs, and you need them right now because you have a 3rd major just a few weeks away. We are past the halfway point here on the season, and it only gets hotter from here, Nameless.
Yeah, and we're going to Toronto. It's going to be a great time. The venue is always amazing. They set it up really well. Shout out to the team over there at the Toronto Ultra. I just can't wait to see all the fans out there, man. It's Major 3. We know how pivotal of a point this is in the season to get those points. It's going to be incredible.
Well, this is probably the largest shakeup of any rosters that we're going to see this season as 5 teams making changes, 7 players now into new starting lineups. Let's take a look at everyone who's involved. 2 players for the Breach. You got Joe Deceives coming back for Thieves. Real joins the Heretics. And then we got some old names like Standy and Gunless alongside some fresh faces in 04. Let's start, though, with Boston because I got to start with this Pentagram guy. He's been around forever. Everyone talks about his potential. Now Boston feel is the right time to bring him into a starting lineup. To do so, though, you had to bench folks like Slasher and Asim.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's been around since 2018. It almost feels weird to call him a newer player or a rookie, but it's finally getting his chance, right? But for Boston Breach, for me, this is a huge risk. I don't necessarily dislike the move, but benching players like Slasher and Asim, who are known to make teams better, not only as veterans, but also ring holders, it's gonna raise a lot of pressure pressure for players like Pentagram to get plugged into this roster.
I mean, but look, Ali, like this team is dead last in the standings, right? Like, and for Slasher, exactly. And for Slasher and Asim, now granted, I thought that they played great individually. The team wasn't working that well, right? And it seems like what we're hearing from the camp is they really believe in Snoopy and they want to put players around that will enable him to play well and give him some confidence. And Pentagram could be that guy. You're talking about somebody who deserves the chance. It is him. The guy's been around for a while. 1-2 lands in MW2, first in Stage 1 playoffs online in this game, got himself a good amount of money there, and he's been performing individually, right? So he has been naturally brought up from Boston as well on the academy team, and he's ready for his start.
Let's take a look at some of his numbers. Pentagram doing work there in Challengers. 80 tournaments, though, is the stat that stands out to me. You look at all of Las Vegas Legion, you've got players with less than 15 LAN events or 15 tournaments total. This man has 80 in his career.
Like I said, it's weird to kind of call him a rookie or player being brought up, but again, he is going to have that confidence as well, knowing that he has played so many times. He's not going to get nervous.
Yeah, there's no more for him to do in Challengers.
Yeah.
He's been in there for a very long time. You can see his tenure there since MW19. So it's time. He has his chance, and I'm super excited to see him.
Excited for Pentagram. We're also excited for the return of Beans, and I can't wait for my first Monster Winner spotlight because this guy is always an entertainer. But the graphic says it all. Beans bring in the gas Boston feels they need to climb back to the top. It's been a minute since they're in the top 4, and he was on the roster when they did it.
Yeah, he was. So for Beans, like, they're bringing back this energy, right? Maybe that's what Snoopy's going to need, because Beans, I mean, the second he was plugged into this roster, bang, top 2 seed during the Major 2 qualifiers. They go on to place top 4 at LAN. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a landslide since then. They lose Vivid, bring in Crep, and that's a couple of top 12 placements, and Beans doesn't find himself back in the league. But we were able to see what he was able to bring to Boston and what he will continue to, hopefully, with this new roster.
Look, he's a highlight reel player. I mean, we saw some crazy moments up against Optic. I know a lot of people remember that on LSCLO with the sniper in his hands, a great control player, brought a lot of energy. There's a lot of criticism on his communication, which I'm sure he has worked on down there in Challengers, and he has familiarity with the players around him as well, like Snoopy. So for Beans, getting this next opportunity after going down to the gauntlet is massive for him, and he's got a good supporting cast.
With no action in the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of talk on Twitter, good things and bad things about the Boston camp, and Censor came to the defense of Boston Breach and why they went with these 2 players. Here's what he had to say.
Pentagram has been our CDL substitute since the beginning of this game. Pentagram has been shafted by this organization 4 different times. This organization got dead last 4 times. Pentagram was not going to get an opportunity again. At that point, I said this is absolutely unacceptable. No. Because if Priest is going to move to a sub, that means Pentagram's getting shafted for a 5th time. And this guy's been in this org since last year. We're trying to build a foundation in this organization, and there's a massive conflict of interest, not just with players, coaches, GMs, the org, everything. Like, the conflict of interest needs to be unified. So at this point, obviously big changes are happening, and there's coaching changes, there's roster changes, there's player changes, and there's a lot of that's going down, and unfortunately, people got to get cut. That's just the way it is, and it sucks, but that's just how it has to be.
Great to have a little clip there from Dope Check. If you want the full context, make sure to check that out. But I think Censor was just pointing out that Pentagrams deserves the opportunity. But here's where the community is making their argument. How do you get rid of this guy? You got a world champion, a person who has taught other teams how to play Search and Destroy and always puts up positive numbers.
Look, Chris, it's tough. Slasher's a beast, right? He had some great moments, especially at the first LAN. Big performance throughout that series. Just they haven't been able to get it done. And you know, I know a lot of you guys maybe just hearing that clip for the first time. I would encourage you to go listen to the full context of that. Him and Slasher were discussing something else. But in terms of that excerpt of what Censor was talking about with Pentagram, he does deserve this spot. I do agree with him, right? Like the team, if they were in a different spot closer to top 8, right? Like, then I would say you keep those 2 guys. But for the position that they're in, they have to make a big change. They just have to. And unfortunately, it's for Slasher and Asim.
And of course, Asim was a big surprise for a lot of folks. After seeing him come in, it looked like he was the player to bring new life into Boston for Stage 2. An early exit as he is already off the starting roster. And this is not anything new here for Asim. He's been all over the block.
It's not. This is honestly one of the most painful roster moves, I think, for me to see Asim get kind of shafted. Once again, you can see over a timeline it's happened over and over again. And what's insane is every time he does get drafted and put onto a new team, he makes them better every single time. He's the revenge game master when he goes up against his old team. So it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, I think Boston were tasked with a very tough decision. They had to build around Slasher and Asim, or they had to build around Snoopy. They put their eggs into the Snoopy basket.
Yep, going with the Rook.
They went with the Rook, man. And you could see like the moments these guys have had. Asim and Slasher won a tournament together. Asim and Challengers, dominant, won the first tournament. He's had huge series and huge moments. You can count on him. So really, I mean, Boston management putting themselves in the spotlight here. Like, we're committing to Snoopy.
They're in 12th place with only 5 wins after 2 majors. They look to improve that number starting with their online qualifiers this weekend. Slasher and Asim are out. You're going to see some fresh blood in. Congratulations, Pentagrams and Mr. Beans arriving back to the top. Let's take a look, though, at another squad making moves on the opposite side of the coast. We had Boston making 2 moves, LA making just 1, and they're bringing back a familiar face.
They're bringing back Joey Deceased, and this is honestly, if we go back to when they first were making changes, I thought Joey D decided to should have stayed on this roster when they first made that change. But I will say that when he's gone down to challengers, I hope he's learned a lot more. For me personally, I think this is his last opportunity to prove himself as a player to deserve to be in the league. He's got his chance on LAG. He was on LA Thieves at the beginning of this year, had to get shafted, goes to challengers, places second, get reverse swept at Miami Open. So for Joey Thieves, I think he needs to make a big statement here during this stage.
Look, I mean, I think LA Thieves and their camp have done a really good job, right? They had to make a big change after stage 1. They get a lot of wins. They're only 15 points removed from the top 8, right? And they had to figure out what the actual issue was on their team. Like, you're starting from, like, you have no idea. You can't win a hard point. So they do that. They figure out their issue. Then they go to the next tournament where they were performing well. And Afro has a very bad tournament. So you take him out of the team and you put Joe Deceives, who had success in challengers. It makes total sense. And for Joey D, he had to find himself. He had to get more confidence, which is exactly what he did in challengers. He was lighting everybody up, showing how talented he is. So now with that regained confidence in a team that seemingly knows what they're doing on the map, it should be a way better story for these guys throughout this week.
And arguably a winnable first matchup as LA Thieves takes on Las Vegas on Sunday. That'll be the middle game on Sunday. Awesome stuff there from LA Thieves. You saw Beans and crew joining Boston, but what's happening in Miami? A team that has not won a single map on LAN, Allie. They desperately needed another roster change.
They desperately did, and it's unfortunate because when it comes to Miami Heretics, like, there's not a lot you can point out and be like, this is the issue. Like, you can't even look at Aaron Boom and be like, you're the reason this team is losing. They have just fallen short since that opener Major 1 qualifiers of this season. They've lost their pace, and now they're hoping Real, getting plugged into this roster, will be able to fix some of those woes.
Yeah, I mean, I would hate to be the 4th player in that spot on this team, but at this point, guys, I really do think they need to just commit to a roster. You know, for Real, he should have been in the league from the start, right? Like, he had some visa issues. Miami had figured that out, and it's a perfect fit, right? Like, he is from the same region, he speaks the same language, he can play well with this roster. So for Miami Heretics, they did need to make a change. Maybe you could argue it need to be a 2-man, but it's just 1 for now.
I think this is awesome, though, for Real. You can't ask for a better landing spot. You got your position in the league, and then that got ripped out from you for stuff you can't control, like your visas. Now you come back to the CDL, but you're playing alongside people who speak your native tongue, your native language. This is the best possible landing spot for Real. Everyone talks about what he brings to the game. If Miami doesn't get some early dubs, though, I think you got to look even higher up in the organization. Someone needs to instill some confidence because this team has been, well, looking for it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, like, if you were to make a 2-man change during this in-between period, this off time, this 2 weeks, I would have agreed with it. But now I think you commit to this team. You commit to this roster because you think about the last team with Eric Boom, started off terrible. They were horrible. They stuck to their guns. They figured out, got a couple match wins towards the end of the split. Could be the same story here. And I believe they're sitting at 70 points. So they're in an okay spot.
Time to pay the bills. We got a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be breaking down some other moves involving a player who has not missed a qualifier since the start of the CDL. Stay tuned. This is the Call of Duty League.
Upgrade your game with a scarf. Save $30 on the official CDL collection at scarf.co/CDL.
5 teams making roster changes after Major 2. It's time to break down the 4th and 5th one. And Minnesota Rocker making arguably the biggest move if you're looking for players with high salaries in the past. Gunless and Standy, rock stars, all-star talent in the league, were both removed from starting lineups. Now they're both starting once again for Minnesota.
I feel like the ego of this team just got completely overhauled with this roster change, adding in Standy and Gunless, who are both very, very aggressive and very confident players in game. And I'm actually really excited to see kind of the dynamic that creates with Linz as well, who has been the explosive player for Minnesota Rocker for the entirety of this season thus far. But also, I wonder how it's going to be for accuracy. I feel like he's typically had to kind of be that veteran to these younger players and teach them a lot, and now he gets to have 2 of these long-standing players next to him.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good point of this team, right? Like having 2 guys who've been around the block a little bit. For Standy, I think he has to be humbled after seeing what happened with Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Like he gets taken out of the team, a guy comes in, dropping a 0.7, and the team's way better. That says a lot about how you maybe have been approaching the game. So for Standy, hopefully he can figure that out. And then with Gunless, definitely deserves this chance. Did a great job in challenges at the last tournament, had a huge performance. Taking to Twitter saying that he needs to get on a roster. And Minnesota Rocker, they started off really, really hot, but they decide to move away from Awakening, who's been underperforming, and the question mark for me, moving away from Vivid. I thought he's been solid all year long. They lost a lot of big game 5s where he was playing great, so that'll be the question that needs answered.
I mean, you look at these KDs and you can't argue it. This is MW3 from the start of the competition till now, a 64.6 respawn and then a 76. It's not what you're looking for here. Let's keep it moving though as we take a look at the new players, because Standy has been dropping bombs in the numbers columns, but weren't able to really add up there for wins in Vegas. Now he returns to a team he's played for in the past. What do you think of the King return to Minnesota?
I mean, you want to talk about slaying, you're going to talk about Standy when it comes to respawn, right? I mean, this is a guy that is continuously battling on those front lines, and I think this is what Minnesota Rocker needed. They had the fundamentals. They didn't have the slaying. They put in Gigawake, expecting him to drop the numbers like we saw last year, and unfortunately, it just hasn't been his game thus far. So what do? They plug in a player like Standy.
I was actually surprised. He was just 0.8 higher than Vivid there on the Slayer rating. But let's talk about this guy, a player that we expect to drop bombs, Gunless, had that potential in previous titles. How long has this guy been playing at a pro level?
It's been a long time, man. I think all the way back to IW, where the man was frying, right? Like when I think about Gunless, I think about immense talent, a guy who's 3-0ing me, gunning me on the map, and a guy who can do it all with any weapon. He has MVPs, he has championships, but his mentality has been something that's been in question in the past. People said he was toxic to teams, so he's went down and he has figured that out. That's what he's been working on for so long. And one of the last times we've seen him in the league is he got sick, had to go to the hospital, and he ended up getting put on the bench, and unfortunately went back to challengers after that. So now getting his big opportunity, it's been a wonderful story for Gunless, full circle back on that stage.
2-year grind back to the top, and he said he's been working on himself. Pierce, welcome back to the league. I know I, for one, am excited to see you in action today. That's what's going down in Minnesota, but Minnesota not the only team making a big move that not a lot of people saw coming. Seattle's surge. Everyone knew they either had to blow it up, restart, do something different, but I didn't see them knocking over their queen. Arcides, the king man on this team, the player I felt like they were building around when they started this squad, is no longer in a starting lineup in the CDL for the first time in 5 years for qualifiers.
You told me to look at this roster and told me that the world champ was the one that was going to get dropped. I would have looked at you like you were crazy. 04 is going to be brought in for Arcides. I believe this is the first time Alec will be missing a qualifier match, and this is his tweet. I mean, obviously it's upsetting. I think it's upsetting for everybody.
Can't wait to see what he does. Hopefully he gets into a content crew, because this man is too talented not to showcase his gameplay. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like Alex, it's been a tough couple of years for him. Some very bad rosters sort of built in the offseason that didn't translate well throughout that first stage. And you can see the perfect attendance that have not missed a qualifier since the CDL started. It's a short list, Chris.
Arcides no longer on that list, as it's just 6 players as of now. But let's talk about the new player. 04 is coming into the starting lineup, and this is a guy on a super fast trajectory to the top. Nameless, you want to break it down for us? What have you seen from this guy? What has his road been to the Seattle Surge?
Yeah, so they bring in 04, and I saw him at the last tournament. He was frying. Everybody was like, yo, 04 is taking over throughout this bracket. So I'm going to look at his history. I'm like, okay, his first tournament was 2022 in November, right? So this is one of one of the fastest come-ups we have ever seen. And you look at just go to his COD wiki. You look at 04's COD wiki and you will be mind blown. This guy has come up so quick, individually talented, can do it on land. We just saw it, putting up ridiculous numbers. So they're looking at him to be the answer for a lot of their respawn woes.
It's like Pentagram's 80 tournaments, 04 maybe 10. Let's talk a little about this big picture though for the Surge. So you got Abuza, you got Brezzy, you got 04, you got a lot of young blood here on this squad. What is success for Seattle right now, Allie?
Success for me would have been to blow up this roster, but I am interested to see what this one move does, because 04 has a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Like Ant said, probably one of the quickest come-ups we've seen, and one of the worst positions you could have been put on in the league to try and save the Seattle Surge this late into the season.
Yeah, but how much of a hero would he be?
Right? It would be insane. It would be insane.
They are, what, 5 points removed from top 8. He comes in, they start all 3-0, and he's lighting it up. He is Seattle's savior, so great position to be in.
And they get a great start. They take on Carolina Royal Ravens in their first match on Sunday. That is Seattle's Surge. That is a look at all of the players that are coming up from the challenger scene, and we got to take a look at some of the historics here, as well as the new maps that are coming in, I'm told. Let's jump right to it. Vista and 6-star are in the rotation. No more 3 Invasion best of 5s.
Yeah, you know, we got some new maps in. We got 6-star, which is, I guess, sort of raid-esque. You know, there's an area towards water that seems a little bit like raid, but yeah,
raid rooftop.
Sub-heavy map. You're gonna see a lot of rivals on this one. The water hill is really interesting because you can dive really deep in the water. You can only kill them with a pistol, so that'll be a lot of fun. The observers have fun with this one. But this is coming in for 2 game modes: hardpoint and search and destroy.
It's gorgeous, to be honest. 6-star is very, very pleasing to look at. I think that's something a lot of us were missing when we got a lot of those invasion in the middle of our series and those sandwiches. But we also got Vista hardpoint coming in. We will no longer spawn it on terminal ever again, but this is gonna hurt them, right? Because Carolina, their last worst hardpoint, second worst S&D.
It's good for them.
Yeah, and Atlanta gets rid of their worst S&D, so it's good for these teams. But on the flip side, the teams it's bad for is like New York, Toronto, Las Vegas.
I would just say this is a masterclass by Carolina, Atlanta, and Texas. We all know how this works. It comes down to a vote. I know some of them were really, really tight, but yeah, I mean, we got rid of some maps that needed to go. I mean, invasion, hardpoint, terminal, search and destroy. Good riddance.
Who's hurt by this move?
Toronto. They're 4-0. They're undefeated on invasion hardpoint and 5-1 on Skid Row hardpoint. We lose both of those.
And Vegas. Yeah, Vegas, really bad. this
yeah,
is
they lose their 2 best hardpoints and their best.
And do you think all of the teams have figured out the strategies for these maps?
No.
Because Nameless, like, we were grinding some games yesterday just trying to get familiar before the games kick off.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for Vista, it's been out for a bit. You know, I played it right when it dropped, and, you know, it just got out, I think, like 2 weeks ago. Team started scrimming it. And then 6-star, this was a decision, yeah, we can have 2 weeks as well. So they don't have a ton of reps on it. And the community, surely, because it just got added to ranked like 36 hours ago. So we're all going to be learning this together. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm going to tell you what, though, spoiler alert, we're already going to see one, if not both, of these new maps in our next series.
Oh, yeah.
Atlanta FaZe is not afraid to play any map, anywhere, any game mode. And here's a look at their opponent on the day. We open it up with a fight against the brand new Minnesota Rocker as they welcome Gunless and Standy up to Minnesota. And then it's Vegas Legion with the new maps taking on LA Gorillas. This is day 1, week 1 of your Major 3 qualifiers, and it starts after this.
Slice up your competition with the Executive Chef Operator, now available in-game in the Call of Duty store. The Call of Duty Week is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
I have a plan.
Crazy with the rage, dangerous and rage. Goes for one, goes for two, goes for three. I ain't wanna take light, look into my eyes. I'm a killer inside, coming for the prize. Do you really want these problems? I put you in that coffin, but I'm never Johnson. You quit this ain't stop it. Hungry for the beef, leave you obsolete. See my lines deep, see me in the streets if you want the heat. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is time for your first match of the Stage 3 qualifiers, and this one features a fan favorite. Atlanta FaZe taking home the Major 2 title. Now they put their online pride on the line against a struggling Minnesota squad. Let's start with the rocker.
You say struggling Minnesota squad, but they've overhauled half the roster, right? So now we're putting in Standy and Gunless, so most of our stats for the majority can go out the window. You know, we won't talk about how they're 3-8 in the last 10 hard points, or 4-7 in the last 10 controlled, because none of that matters.
Yeah,
now they're going up against the Major 2 champions in Atlanta FaZe, and although they're not too comfortable in this matchup when it comes to the Monster Energy pregame, their hardpoint map pool is in pieces, but we did get rid of a couple of maps that would help them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brand new team, right? So I'm not really going to look at that old map pool. You know, there are some clear things that they're going to be focused on improving here throughout this stage, especially their search and destroy. And you can see new team, better hardpoint, 3 and 10, last 13 hardpoints, as Ali just mentioned. You're bringing in Standy and Gunless, who have been great respawn players throughout their career. So pairing them alongside Accuracy, who's extremely disciplined, and Linz, who looks like he can be a Rookie of the Year candidate. It's a high-powered team, right? That can slay in hardpoint. So I'm excited to see.
What is success for Minnesota today?
They got, I mean, taking them a distance.
Close.
Go to a game 5?
Play
close? All right, Minnesota, good luck, because you're taking on Atlanta FaZe, a squad that was able to dispatch of Optic Texas with a 4-1 grand final, and they have done it behind that man. Draws alongside the Tiny Terrace, with Simp returning potentially to his peak form?
Potentially. I don't know if he ever lost peak form, to be honest. One of the most consistent players in the game. But if we're going to talk about players, Celium loves this matchup. 1.42 in this head-to-head. And on the flip side, Standy, Accuracy, Lindsay, all of a 0.7 versus Atlanta FaZe. So for them, this is just another day in the office.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see them on the new maps. You know, we're going to have the new maps throughout this series. They're always working on their map pool out the gates. You guys talked about Simp. The guy was dominant at the last tournament. You know, this is a team that they did through respawn. 9-2 control, 13-5 in hardpoint, right? And their search and destroy was their worst game mode. That's so terrifying for the rest of the competition. For the Monster Energy pregame, 12-7 in active hardpoint maps, 1-5 on sub base. Still going to be that lingering map that they need to work on. They haven't been able to figure it out all year.
Don't they have like 5 match losses all season too? Yeah. 5 map losses on sub base. It could all happen at the same time. Best S&D record is the thing to look out for if we get to a game 5, which is what we hope to have in our 1 of 2 matches on the day. That's Atlanta FaZe. They're the heavy favorites, but as we take a look at the maps and modes, what are the chances we see 6-star search and destroy at a game 5, Allie?
Extremely low, but I'm still excited, and I do hope it happens with this new Minnesota rocker lineup. I love how colorful this layout looks right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we just appreciate, like, we don't have the triple stay and invasion in the middle now. We just have a nice spread, different maps. But honestly, if I'm sipping a BZ, I'm looking at map sets right now like, yo, I'm about to have a good time.
Chad, it's time to make it official. Get your predictions in right now, as it's time for your Scuff Pick'ems, and let's see who's in the lead after that event. Somehow, Nameless is approaching 80 points. Nameless, I'm going to make you go third. I'm going first. Atlanta FaZe is going to be my pick today.
Ooh, do I go crazy and try to go crazy?
Go Standy on me.
I'll go crazy. Minnesota rocker.
She's going
not?
Minnesota. I can catch up.
Wow, I'm going to go Atlanta FaZe.
Atlanta FaZe, safe bet there. And the fans are also not drinking Allie's Kool-Aid. That is how we see it going down here in our first matchup. It's time to send it over to the casters. We have the original Joey D with Maven.
Thank you. Yeah, every time I hear Joey D when they're talking about Joey Thieves, it pisses me off a little bit. I'll be honest with you.
That's fine. It's all good.
Just a little bit.
We talked about it. I think it was last year, champs. I was like, it's all good, man. You can have it.
You guys hashed that out?
We didn't really hash it out. I was like, it's all good. It's all good.
You're too nice. Nice.
Cap was pissed, actually. He's like, bro, we can't allow that to happen. I was like, whatever.
All right. Well, we get ready for this one. Listen, on one side, Minnesota, they've talked about a new team. We have a lot going on there. But it reminds me a little bit, I was thinking of what Miami kind of after the last major coming, you make a change, you have to go right up against FaZe. You have to go right up against Optic. When you make a change, you're trying to see improvements. Is it like a good or a bad thing to be pushed to the limit right away?
I think in a way, it can be you're trying to get CDL points, which is the bad part.
Yeah.
It can be good, though, to show maybe potential, right? I think you're going up against FaZe in, is it New York, I believe, this weekend? And it's sort of a limit test here. All right, let's see how good we are against the best in the league. But yeah, again, you're trying to find some CDL.
And it was also same last time. You're trying to learn Rio at the same time. And now we've got new stuff coming in now with our new maps. But for Atlanta FaZe, it feels a little bit weird. They're coming off a monstrous win, very impressive result. Weeks go by. It feels like it's so long ago they got the win, but
it was too.
Seeming I know, does it feel like ages though?
I mean, I've been busy, but yeah, no, it definitely
I went to Colorado, saw my dog.
Yeah.
There's been all sorts of stuff going on, but it feels like it's been ages, but looks like the Draza move worked out.
No, 100%. And I think for FaZe, this is great, bringing in new maps because, if you don't switch up this map set, maybe you don't really have much to work on, and you come into a lazy first match of the stage, and maybe it caught off guard. But I think we're starting on Vista Hardpoint. You're going to go 100% because you have to, and they always do, really work on that map pool.
Yeah, so one of those things that maybe just helps you not get lulled to
stay
sleep.
motivated.
Yeah. And this is a team where I don't know that that's needed to be a thing, considering they're the most consistent team in the history of our esport when you talk about the past 5 years. But it doesn't hurt, surely, to have something to work towards, something to improve on. The previous map set, they were looking pretty damn strong, but we'll see what Rocker can get going early. It's, this new duo, kind of a Linz and Standy. Excited to see that, and I know Gunless has been, when he's at his peak, one of our favorite players to watch. I know it's been a while since we've seen him in that form, but when this guy's in his bag, he's disgusting.
No, and obviously, he's talked about teamwork being very important, and that teamwork, he's trying to bring it to this Minnesota Rocker team, and I think accuracy and Gunless, I don't think there's going to be a worry there. They're going to figure out a way they want to play Call of Duty and try to get the entire team on the same page. I'm kind of interested to see how this Lynn Standy duo does play out because you had Vivid here. Vivid, very fast player. I think probably set up Lynn's at times. Standy, I think can kind of be the opposite. Slower, sort of finds his kills, but it may put Lynn's in a bit of a tougher scenario.
One, it's becoming more of a conversation, especially with this title, because early on, sort of your sub-duo wasn't a thing as much. Now we're getting some maps and modes where that's very much starting to become a thing. Your sub-duos are taking over. You saw the Sip and Easy that you were used to seeing at that last event, but so far, so good. Now, we talked about the teams a little bit. Joe, let's talk about this map a little bit.
Well, I was going to say, Accuracy just got blessed with a spawn right there. Vista, I think what we're really going to focus on is P3 and P4. They are, for whatever reason, right next to each other in that rotation, but I think this is where you can really find a giant lead here because I think Vista and Six Star, from what I've seen, still very early. There is, in sort of old CODs, a lot of spacing. If you get put in the bad spawns, it's going to take some time to work across the map.
Yeah, well, usually we want our hard points to kind of crisscross, right? When you think about it, we go north to south and east to west as we try to get across the map. But yeah, this one you're going to kind of stay left side, try to rack up some time. Celium trying to explore the outskirts of the map, and he's going to get punished. Gunless comes through with 2 as well, so 3 will drop. It's Linsden also looking for number 6 and potentially a streak in his bag. And now a lead change here for Rocker. So as you talk about 3 and 4, a moment now for Rocker to pounce.
And this is what I mean. If you are FaZe now working these 2 hills, you have to go together. You cannot get staggered. You have to play your life. Old traditional hardpoint at a moment of some of these hills. So they do a good job. Draws is able to win the final one-on-one. But as you said, we're staying on this left side for P4. And what's interesting about P4 is this hill wraps all the way around that wall where Accuracy is right now. So you can at least contest this if FaZe does get pushed up front side.
Well, it was a good little flurry there from FaZe, kind of get into the last hard point, find a wave of kills, maybe put some pressure on this early point, but that doesn't come. The next wave, it's all Rocker. They lock it down, they get set up, and now the moments you're talking about, FaZe have got to be disciplined. Cannot be staggered, have got to look for the push, because this has been all the way up Rocker. is standing now winning an awkward one there on the steps, and he's on 4 in a row. Dipping and diving, maybe towards some streaks of his own.
Yeah, here we go. Here comes really the first pressure for Atlanta FaZe, but it's 35 seconds in. That's to be 3 dead. Can he find number 6? No, Celium somehow is able to find 2, almost a third, but you have a great lead here, and they cash in on those hills we talked about. P3, P4, they have the lead.
Yeah, maybe the only saving grace if you're Atlanta is what, it was 5 in a row for Standy, it was 5 in a row for Lins. Neither is able to pick up that cruise. So I guess if you get beat up and battered a little bit at 3 and 4, at least you don't give up streaks as well. That's about it.
Yeah, and then you have a chance here to kind of respond, but accuracy gets through all the way towards the back. This P5, I think it's going to be tough to break. You really have to break through the middle of the map because you get a player top bridge. They're just going to lock down this side of the map, but standing on this catwalk, trying to find a kill and trying to get to accuracy because he's still alive, and they've had to focus on him, which has allowed Rocker to get on the hill.
Well, listen, we were wondering if we were going to get to 5 and get to see maybe a 6-star search and destroy. Didn't seem likely, but hey, so far so good for Rocker. They're looking strong out of the gate. And remember, this is a team when Rio Hardpoint came into it. I know, listen, it's a different squad, but accuracy is the person I'll probably credit with them finding a way to play maps early on. They were one of the better Rio Hardpoint teams out the gate. Remember, they were beating all the top squads. They were beating your Ultra. They were beating your Optic. I think FaZe was like the team that showed them down, but who knows? Maybe we'll see it again here.
Yeah, maybe. Because I say, FaZe is undefeated on Rio Hardpoint. That is one of their go-tos. But yeah, through the first set of hills, 30-point lead. I think FaZe do a great job bouncing back here. Simp trying to flip these spawns, get behind enemy lines. He's able to do that. Gunless trying to lock down top mid, but Simp is there. It's now just both teams vying for control.
Yeah, I'm more meant learning this one quickly. Not necessarily winning map 4. That might be a different conversation, but we'll see if it comes to that. But Simp, who was your MVP from that tournament, from that final, was in absolute final form. He's struggling right now at 7 and 15. The feed lighting up again for Rocker. It's 5 in a row for Standy. Standy continued to roll. Draza tries to slow him down, but Standy gets the streak as the streak is earned. Let's get to a listen in now with Rocker.
We're still locked right now.
I'll be dead. One more, back door.
Stand up middle right now. One is up middle. One could be closer.
Sign Draza weak. Sign Draza one shot, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally one bullet on sign, bro.
Trying to get Burger. I'm one. We have a name. We have a
fire rat for this guy.
I'm looking for the guy mid.
One down to time. He's already top time.
Close lobby weak, and then one mid.
He's top time. One is on time right now.
He's in lobby somewhere.
Go left if you guys can.
Okay.
We also have a streak before.
Lobby sim. Lobby, top mid.
Can you kill lobby for me or no?
I can't. Sim's still lobby.
Tower dead up middle.
I'm still lobby.
Top sign, top sign.
Two. Top sign, one bullet. Absolute top sign for you.
I got
P1. I study your middle for you.
I'm pushing the guy's side.
I have P1. I have P1 for you.
Low time of BZ, one side.
You one dead. One dead on you.
Time.
Time. I have middle for you. Sign one bullet. Absolute sign.
I need help.
One bullet sign right now. One up middle as well. Sign up middle.
Mid. Two sign. 3 ult.
Last 3 ult.
I'm looking
Mid
for
right.
I'm doing a move. Tamid. Sim.
I try to go through Burger.
I'm mid Sim. Yo, Sim. They're going lobby. Sign in lobby.
Go through lobby.
I'm blue. Okay, I'm blue.
I don't think they got short. He's already lobby going P1. There's two lobbies to P1 right now. For Shuns.
You have blue? Yeah, have it.
Burger dead. Go on. They're gonna be lobby, guys. I'm trying to block one.
Time. This one dead.
Let's go lobby. I'm pretty sure, guys. I'm picking up middle.
Yeah, last one.
I have middle.
Oh, he's on time already. Left wall time in one bridge. He's left wall time.
Dead up middle.
I'm left wall dead.
I'll pick up low.
One's low.
Heavy low.
Low. One blue stairs.
I dressed one.
One top blue stairs.
I'm running one.
A lot of time for FaZe during that. You're answering back if you're Rocker, but one thing kind of stood out to Joe, and I was just gunless in that. He's always had solid comms, but I think you said kind of reminded you of Fellow a little bit. Like,
yeah, very monotone, but sort of, hey, can you help me here? No, all right, I'll help you out. What are we watching? Yeah, great small talk out of Gunless. The slaying is there for Minnesota Rocker, but FaZe, they do an excellent job at P2. They get 40 to 50 seconds, put them in the lead, and now, maybe for the first time to have control of one of these hills, you see them on the bottom side of your map. Celium already set up at B4.
I want just last thing from his comms I liked. You don't hear a lot. It's just a kind of affirmation, like confirmation on something. Like when they were saying, like, we're going to push left or we're going to hit this. Like him just sort of repeating it back so that, yes, I heard you type thing. I don't know. Kind of like that. But good stuff from Gunless. But now the streak that we saw earned earlier from Standy starting to toss into the fray. Not going to be able to connect. You're able to finesse and stay up if you are the side of FaZe. They come through with 3 on the feed in that sequence as well. We hop over to Sim's POV, who was once, 7 and 14, 7 and 15. He's really started to fire back as he's gotten to about even, and probably a big part of why this game has started to swing in their favor is now he's melting.
Yeah, I think him and Draza at P2 really got going. Draza, we heard it in the listening, like top sign over and over again.
Yeah.
He locked down this position, and now Sim getting going, looking for number 5. He hits it, and on rotation, you have Draza trying to find it, but it is a foot race across the other side of the map. And I think Draza actually finds a timing against accuracy. He does. Now can he get some help? Not gonna happen, and Linz wins a big one.
I think my reaction was the same thing you saw from Simp on the camp, because he's thinking he's got a streak. He loses one. That's a great gunfight win there from Linz. Now you've got set up in the hard point. You made sure no streak come in, and now we get down to the nitty-gritty, the final moments of this one. Once again, it's Linz with a drop shot that's making Simp pay. Just can't quite track him. Linz finally traded out. Flurry of kills. Who's still standing tall, though? It's Gunless. Just using the bridge as best he can till the reinforcements come.
Yeah, that's why you have to control P1 on this hill, right? Just those angles, because if you could force them to push down low, you have the top bridge, you have P1 control, it is just going to be free kills all day. But FaZe do a great job breaking on through that P1, getting that angle on the Gunless on the hill. Now 20 points away from winning Vista.
And listen, I know you're playing against a new team, it's a new map, but the difference for FaZe this year has come in the hard point. These last few years is where the struggles have been. In the clutch moments at times, the wins have not been there. They've been going hard. They've been doing it late in games as well. Another chance to close one out with 15 more points needed, but these are the improvements these guys have wanted for years. Right now, they're working.
Yeah, they are. Now 10 points away as they win this rotation. And well, it is the Tiny Terrors, 25 and 22, and then a BZ. He's got 50+ engagements. He really got going. One of the biggest improvements from stage 1 to stage 2 was a BZ, and he starts off stage 3 with a 30 bomb.
Listen, if it's a BZ on the year, it's Simp on the map, because God, again, 7 and 14 or so, he ends up like +3. He's sort of a roughs over the mid part of that game, and a big part of why they start to rally, as you said, kind of at P2, but they go up 1-0, and okay, so I know you've played, I think when you were streaming, you played with some of your viewers on, you maybe hopped into rank and checked it out as well. You've watched some scrims, I know, too, as you talked to Crowder and some of the FaZe guys, but now seeing it in official competition, what were your thoughts?
No, I think good. I think it has a good pacing. Again, I think you're really going to have to take your time to break those P3s and P4, sort of traditional COD, where if you get staggered, you're just going to get smoked off the map. But yeah, I think there's just some elements. There was that one spawn from accuracy early on, I think at P2, where he kind of flipped the map. A little bit unlucky for FaZe. They're going to go back, make sure that doesn't happen again. But yeah, everyone's still learning.
No, I like to hear you sort of reference traditional COD because, there's newer fans where, once we hit sort of the advanced movement era, it sort of just like a hit it, keep sitting in bodies. And then, once we got to squad spawns and whatever came after that era, it still was kind of like hit it, like throw bodies at it. But every now and then, the game kind of plays how you want it to. A little more traditional. Take your time, work as a team, set up and collapse.
Yeah, no, it really.
I know I triggered a bunch of stuff there for you, Joe.
It hits home when I can just watch a map and it makes sense to my brain. Which has been developed by Call of Duty. So yeah, I think so far there wasn't. Again, a couple of spawns are going to happen. Our teams are going to learn how to not allow those to happen. Yeah, how to block certain spawns, but so far so good. It's kind of the big tale was that P3 and P4 we kind of talked about, and you saw FaZe, at least on the second set of hills, able to break that P4. The cruise doesn't work for Minnesota Rocker. You can see they had that 40-point lead, but then the red just starts to go vertical.
Yeah, so I mean, solid win there for FaZe, but also, I mean, listen, it's early, but it's all mapping a Rocker too, in the sense that you got a new squad. Like to hear some of the comms from them. Unfortunately, things were kind of unraveling as we went to listen in, but you were in the lead till the midway point of that game until FaZe really started to get it going. Now you try to bring it back on Search and Destroy, and for Rocker, yeah, I mean, for a while there was just like the game 5 was their weakness. Like they just got to so many game 5s. We weren't really sure like if a change was going to come because they were
surprised by it.
Yeah, because they were so competitive, but it just gets to a point where it's like it's really cool you're competitive, but like we need CDL points. Like it's
gotta win.
Great job. Like you guys.
Well, yes, I'm surprised maybe it's a 2-man move instead of 1.
Yeah.
I think stage 1, major 1, you get top 4. And you could see throughout stage 2, yeah, they were competitive. Taking the best team should have won some of those matches. And you're just like, all right, maybe this break will help them, but then a 2-man change comes in. I was a bit surprised by it. I thought maybe 1, but here we are.
Well, I think it's surprising because like, if it was just the competitive thing, sure, but you also have the top 4 with that.
Right.
Like, so you got the top 4, and then you have this lapse where, like, you know, you think about that stage 2 qualifier, and like, could have easily been like 3 or 4 more wins, which would have changed where you started the tournament, and who knows what would have been the outcome. So, yeah, I'm kind of surprised, but no, I think you kind of nail it. More surprised it was like maybe a 2-man change, but
I mean, fact is, we're midway through the year. Maybe you know, a blessing for our bottom 8 teams is it's so top 4 heavy where nobody's really out of it, and they have a chance to go out and get standing and gunless. This is just, it's firepower, right? Like, you have a chance now to pretty much stack up against everyone in the league.
Yeah, and we're going to see like if this added firepower is really going to be what's going to solve maybe some of those issues, because a lot of times like when you're losing those game 5, it's like really tight series. At least in my head, it's not usually like a firepower thing. It's what little small mistake do we make here? What small mistake do we, like you think of the things that plagued Boston, plagued Rocker. That's how I usually look at it, like little mistakes here and there. But more often than not, when you're on the cusp but not quite hitting it, you try to add some firepower. And speaking of firepower, you see Celium in Search and Destroy. Overall this season, the definition of it, a 1.36. My man's been gunning in Search and Destroy. We get right into it now. Rio, Search, map number 2.
Yeah, this is where they won major number 2, right? The last map versus Optic in that best of 7. They would slow it down, but also it was kind of just this tiny terror show, top middle between aBeZy and Simp, just finding these first bloods time and time again as they take mid-map control away. I think Rocker trying to play a bit of retake towards top B, trying to give it up, but instead Linz gets caught.
Yeah, he gets isolated, and yeah, you see the nades gonna be able to hit. I think one Simtex maybe connecting. Brad come on through, then Draza lines up another, so he's gonna be working on the ace in this round. Well, until Simp gets the kill. That'll be 2 for Simp, 2 for Draws. Pick them apart 1 by 1, and nice opener there from Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, well, with the final 2, that was like the map where, was it Celium had like Kenny like 7 rounds in a row?
Oh, bro.
Just some awful timings for Ken time and time again.
Well, it wasn't even like a timing thing. A lot of them were just like one-on-one gunfights. It was a headshot for Cell. Because I remember I saw Cell after it. I'm like, Cell, did you headshot Kenny like 6 times that map? He was like, yeah, I was frying him.
I guess so.
Yeah, he just, no, it was like one of those ones where, yeah, I think it was just gunfights where it's just a head-to-head was the difference. And it looks real frustrating, though, for Kenny.
Yeah, team changes, map changes, also weapon changes, right, with that MCW, so we'll see how that impacts things.
All right, the no more 4 bullets, so we'll see how much of an impact it'll end up being. But still going to be the same guns in the equation for now. But yeah, Draza and Sip with the early kills. Draza with another. He's had back-to-back first bloods, once with a nade, now with the gunny, leading the way, and Rocker falling steadily here.
Yeah, it's kind of, you're just giving them individual fights time and time again, and this could be, I don't know, the play of a new team, a new roster, just trying to get on the same page, but you're trying to slow the map down throughout both of these. You're spreading the map, and then you're just getting picked apart. There's no trade opportunities. It's one-on-one after one-on-one. In FaZe, they win every single one of them. You do not have a kill yet if you are Rocker.
Well, you know, you try to think about how to slow down a good search team, and yeah, like slow it down, sure, but I think when you watch somebody like aBeZy or just like this FaZe team, they're very good search and destroy players. Usually very good search and destroy players are very good at what? Like getting information and getting information with confidence in the sense of like clearing things quickly. It's like, I don't know, if you try to play slow against them, it sometimes turns into FaZe just getting a lot of map control and then isolating people is what ends up happening.
Yeah, just kind of choking them out, especially this guy. I mean, when he is confident in search, nobody's going to stop this FaZe team. It just feels like Draza, he's really stepped it up since stage 1. That resulted in a major 2 victory.
Yeah, no, he did. He, I think we were wondering, you know, when we first talked to Crowder after the change, like, listen, we think he's a great player, but I just thought they needed his swagger a little bit. Like, he was willing to talk trash. He'll take whatever heat on social. I mean, there's plenty of that going around after the major. And I think they just needed some of that, and it showed, obviously, with the win. But now they get another first blood, another bomb getting planted. These rounds have been efficient.
All right, Gunless hits him on the board.
This was starting to remind me of Warhawk S&D versus SB. Like, we were getting to that territory a couple more rounds, Joe.
Couple more, yeah. But Gunless hits him on the board. Now you have a 1 versus 3 for Standy. Turns into 1-on-2, 30 seconds. Some time to work with. Nice little smoke, but that's just going to give him the info. They're like, hey, you can run through it. He's going to hop the bomb. They're going to double check it. Standy trying to find the 1-on-3 with the smoke, but does not happen.
Yeah, that's it got real close. Just kind of saw right on the edge of the POV, a little snapback from Cell to kind of finish this off. Honestly, I thought his character model looked a whole lot different than that actually ended up playing out. Was just, probably because I mantled the vehicle. Like, I thought he, like, for some reason was dancing around a little bit to get that, but no, looked as pedestrian as could be in the kill cam.
But it's been all first bloods. That's just really, yeah, that's this map so far. Again, Rocker, they've tried to spread the map. Tried to do it last time. This time, looks like they're going to go right over towards A. Going to have Cell and Simp here. There's the info trophy over him. Simp now just going to wait. Hope to hit a nade.
Here comes the utility. Gets some info behind the nade. Able to hit. No follow-up. Celium looking for his 5th in a row as he's backing up from nades. Now the pressure's going to come in on Simp. He's got a rival, though, so he's ready to dance. Unfortunately, as he goes around the circle of BZ, he's going to get caught. It's kind of an awkward sequence there at the van. Cell now trying to get out. Him and Draza trying to clutch up.
It got scary because Abizi, it took so long for them to push up A. Abizi repositions, but yeah, just sort of that timing for Simp. Then Abizi gets caught off guard. That first gunfight, the first blood goes to Rocker, and now you're in a position to win the round.
Well, I mean, Simp's playing back van. You're not thinking about the shots coming in back van. That happens really fast, I'm sure. I bet Abizi snaps, but it's a little too late as the aggression from Standy likely ends up paying off. Rocker get a nice round, but yeah, that just looked like, yeah, kind of like an awkward little situation there.
Yeah, because with Abizi at boxes, you have this crossfire with Celium up top, where as soon as they cross his Hummer, you're just going to start getting team shot by all of Atlanta FaZe. And then if Simp hears they're a couple of weak, he just hops on up or just holds the white van so they can't push up towards Abizi. Like, the crossfires were there. But whatever timing that Rocker player got.
Sandy, you know, Sandy's hit it. Yeah,
just it led to the round win.
Yep. Ends up being a fantastic play of aggression there. We'll see if that one round will string into anything else. So we get back to offense now for FaZe. Trophy up top, going to protect everybody for now for the Rocker side. They're maybe a little worried about some early aggression up that kind of outward B street, but playing deep, it's going to be accuracy. And now you've got Deddy out from Abizi. Playmaker looking to make plays.
Yeah, you don't have anyone up top middle. Now you do. Lindsay's going to rotate on over. He's going to be the first man up. And well, he's going to find 3 players. Just trying to get the info with the slide, maybe catch a timing, but it works against him. So now Gunless just trying to play his life. He does just that. Finds a kill, gets out.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, you're just trying to help accuracy there, but the FaZe know that. So they're kind of ready and waiting. He gets caught, but now what do you do here? The 3 versus 3 is Abizi. The movement a little awkward for a moment. He almost gets out, but Cell at least gets the trade onto Lamar. Over to Draw's POV. He's having a hell of a map. They are dancing. Standy trying to get out. Not quite able to do it. Just never a chance to kind of get back to full HP. Maybe take a fight. As FaZe take the round.
Yeah, it's just a question of does Lindsay the slide there. Like maybe he just watches that cross, gets prone there, but doesn't have the info we do. Again, that first blood being costly right now for Rocker.
Yeah, I'm sure you know what accuracy saw too. He's thinking they're flying at him, but yeah, he can just hold the bridge for a second maybe, but if you do that, they can just literally run under the bridge, I guess. I mean, you're relying on accuracy to hit his shots or make a play, but Lindsay's, it doesn't really matter what decisions he's making right now. He's struggling in this map too. He's 0-4. See if he can get anything going in this one. Kind of a similar spot now for Draza on that side as they get pressure forward. He backs up. The rest of the team kind of working to hit it on the flank, and yes, it is.
I don't know if they had info on this cross or what, but it's 3 on the flank from FaZe. They all go back, but now Rocker, well, looks like a great read as a team. Now down a man. Is Celium able to win another one?
Because Abizi, well, he got credit for that kill, right? It was Simp that actually ended up killing him. So despite the read, he's still gun up with that rival. Celium melting people as they're trying to hit the edge. Accuracy can't get across. All on Lens now, who got his first kill, looking for more. Not going to happen. Time for the defuse. 5th round up for FaZe.
I thought that was going to play out so well for Rocker. I don't know. I don't think they saw anyone, but they just all backed up. Maybe just VOD, prep work coming into this match. But as soon as they saw the top E, they knew 2 to 3 players would be pushing on through. It looks like they were repositioning for it. Still FaZe coming on top.
Yeah, I think if they got there a second earlier before your rival nuke range, well, okay, it can nuke anywhere, but you know what I mean. Like the fact that BZ was just able to kind of win that first fight. I catch them at a little more range though. Yeah, I might just zap them, but it looked nutty though from like that POV. Gunless just comes out like pre-fire jumping around the corner. Like, oh, they got this. No, they do not. So one more round needed now for FaZe. And it looks like they want to hit this as they're working right to be. Lone man for now will be Lens, who still looking to really make his presence known within this map.
Yeah, and FaZe, no, I mean, they've done this a couple of offensive rounds now where they've just taken B for free. So bomb planted, 40 seconds. If you're going to play for these retakes, this is where you have to cash in if you are Rocker. Giving up this spot now, trying to use the smoke from Standy. Almost catches a BZ. But after all of that, after the smokes are down, it's still a 4 versus 4.
Time dwindling now. 25 seconds to go. BZ reposition. Snapback takes a second, and once again, just able to weasel away. DeSel's POV, pistol out and pistol a pop, and last man up. It is accuracy. Looking for the 1v3 ice. Not going to happen. They send it at him. It is calm. It is casual. It is dominance there from Atlanta FaZe in the map 2. 6-1. It's all smiles, and yeah, I think you kind of nailed it. Like, listen, I think it's a lot of things. It's like a perfect storm in a way. Like, Draza coming in for this team has been huge, right? Selling has just been Sell. I think he's just been a constant for them these last few years, even talking about the position stuff. But like, even with Simp being like in the MVP form, the biggest thing is like, Abizi's back being Abizi, bro. Like, I had no problem with like Simp winning MVP because he was God. But like, Abizi has been, once again, just a tear on the map.
No, yeah, just playing confident and winning a lot of those first bloods. And that's just what FaZe do. Rocker opted to give up a lot of the map time and time again. And again, you can do that. Your executes and retakes, they have to be fantastic. And unfortunately, this is a brand new team. That is going to take a lot of time, a lot of repetitions to get on the same page. FaZe know that they win 6-1.
Yeah, FaZe is just one of the better teams at, playing aggressive and not getting picked. They have always had that. That's why they've been a good search team. They can play for info. They can play for map control, not throw away lives. They've always been solid at doing that. And yeah, they dominated. So, I mean, so far, FaZe kind of came out, I guess, as you expect. They just won their last tournament, so not much we're looking at there. But what about Rocker? And what could he even take from that Search?
I thought Search is going to take time. I thought the hardpoint was competitive. I mean, new map, new roster. They look solid on it.
Okay, all right. Well, that will do it for our map 2. We're ready to continue on this best of 5. We'll see if FaZe can close it out in the map 3, or maybe somehow we go the distance. We get to see a 6-star. But for now, we go to break. When we return, it is Control.
Never miss a match of your favorite teams with the Call of Duty League calendar sync. Here is the fun part. When you add a calendar, you'll also receive a squad up calling card you can use in-game.
Upgrade your game with a Scuff. Save $30 on the official CDL collection at scuff.co/CDL.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Hello and welcome back. We continue on with our best of 5 here. It is our first match of our Qualifier 3 for the CDL 2024 season. Atlanta FaZe versus Minnesota Rocker. We're going to take a look at some stats from Celium, who is very good at just about everything statistically.
Yeah, I mean, his numbers just seem fake at times. They really do when you just look at this across the board. I don't know. I'd love to just watch his POV for a bit, just throughout a match, but you can see it right there. He's #1 across the board, and you're kind of seeing sort of just some of the videos from the Opti side, the FaZe side, like the mind games between those two, and how this man's just unfazed by whatever they do.
Do you remember that graphic? I assume it was a CW year and not MW, but I remember, like, you know, I loved a battle production team on graphics and stuff. We had that one graphic we would show every time FaZe played that they were just like first in everything. It was just like first. I'm like, I was like, we gotta have something else. We show every map they play. Yeah. They were like first in every mode, but we gotta come up with something else. Yeah. But Cell individually, guy's an alien.
Guy loves his KD around 1.2, but you saw there 4-1 on the year for FaZe. Maybe a map they haven't played too much throughout stage 2. I think it know, is vetoed against them. I think as well. You know, like versus a team like Opti, they were vetoing it. So maybe just another map they want to bring back into their map pool a little bit more often if they have the chance to.
If they have the chance to. I can't believe I almost blinded you before casting today too.
Yeah, you sprayed. Yeah, I don't know. Hairspray in my eye.
Yeah, well, I didn't know it was hairspray at the time, and I was trying to make sure Joe was locked in, and I think I shot hairspray in his eye. Yeah. That's a story for another time.
I'm locked, baby. Don't worry about me.
Step into the pit. Looking for some help. May not need it as he's bobbing, weaving, sliding, and now looking to push out for the final one, but he'll just clear the zone. Is the defense looking like the offense for a second there? They had 2 inside, just locking down A.
Yeah, clearing that point, and then a couple of big individual gunfights here. One by Rocker, at least get out of this trap. The first one by Linz, the second one by Standy, and then they go right back into a 3-4 down scenario. So already 30 seconds off the clock here. Is Rocker gonna have to try to get out? The good thing for them is Junkyard is open. That's where Accuracy and Linz are gonna go. Gunless will find the first kill. Maybe that'll open things up over towards the A point, but not yet. Gotta deal with a BZ in red.
So much room to finesse and dominate there inside of red from BZ. Right out to mid we go, and Draza is roaring. Gunless nearly sent back the challengers with that gunfight. Draza's on one.
I mean, that's just a little pop-up that hits. Yeah. You know, we've seen it time and time again. That pop-up hits, you lose him for a second, and then the headshot is in. 15 seconds, or is this going to be a perfect defense for Atlanta FaZe to start? But that's going to be 3 dead, and on to the point we go. Nice recovery there.
Yeah, no, they get out. And I feel like anytime you think it's going to be like perfectly bottled up, usually something happens. There's a last-ditch effort, but we'll see if it'll end up being enough. They still have a lot of progress to do. I imagine you're going to send a push of this to your face. There's 11.5 seconds. Why the hell wouldn't you? They'll try to set this up, but Gunless. It's funny, his only death was that gunfight. He dropped. Outside of that, he was 4-1 to that point.
They get onto it.
The contest is here. They are fighting for it. Abizi, Draza, get the kills. Time dwindling once again. You got to go if you are Rocker. Ooh! Nice little snap there from Linz on it at 0.1, basically it's 0. You get on it, but you're cleared off of it. Couple of wild gunfights there from Draza's snap up top to Linz on the barrel there, just burning a BZ.
And I think what I like throughout that round is you saw inside that A point, it can be like so nice because there's so much cover, but then you just look up and there's just so many angles you can get shot from, and it can be the best thing in the world, or I don't know, the pit of hell.
Yeah. That's why I called it the pit earlier. Yeah. Literally, that's what it seems like. Just so
if you have your teammates around, you're like, I can win anything here.
Yeah.
If you don't, it's just like, all right, where am I going to get shot from?
Yeah, you're like Natalie Portman in Black Swan, dude. You're twirling, just trying to find people.
Sure, yeah, we can go with that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's how I went to Ballerina Joe. Okay. But now to FaZe's offensive attack. We'll see if they can close things out with efficiency. Hearing one above and then snapping up top. Standy puts 6 feet under. Abizi, maybe the juice is flowing after he got gunned by Linz.
My goodness, yeah. I mean, just these rivals are hitting. It's that initial snap. I swear the rival, sometimes you just kind of lose, and I think that's what we're seeing from some of these gunfights. But if you hit your initial bullet, I swear that thing is just a laser.
Yep. No, that is Call of Duty in a nutshell. Hey, your first bullet. Welcome to Aim Assist Central. It's gonna stick. As Simp trying to stick people in the dirt and work towards this second bit of objective. Get that minute extension. They're also trying to win the fight out towards junk side. I think it's Draza that's leaking out that way. Already set up, kind of patiently waiting will be Lin. So you've given this up. You'll let them get this minute. You're not going to risk it for the biscuit. You're going to now wait, try and trap him in for B.
I'm pretty sure they might have to start risking it for some biscuits. Though,
yeah, are we risking biscuits? There's biscuits everywhere, Joe.
Yeah, to get back into this map. Yeah, A gonna go over to Atlanta FaZe, but on the opposite side of the map, you do have some nice positioning here. Standy needs to find Draza, and he will, to at least set up this layer of defense for Minnesota Rocker.
Just give them all biscuits.
I'll take a biscuit.
Yeah, I kind of want a biscuit now, honestly. But you got to hold this off. You know, they get the offensive round, even though I know it can be favored on Karachi at times, and the hole just gets deeper. With some desperation, you're trying to stop this if you are Rocker. Standing, trying to tuck away. Strong enough for the first, not quite for the second. Gunless now still inside of red. Well, a dumpster side alley. Draw's going to get caught as he starts to layer it up that way. You're kind of all over the map right now if you are FaZe, but Salim still finding kills.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get some map control and then sort of collapse onto the point. You're hoping Draws is able to work through the spawn. He's going to go for it again because Rocker have done such a good job inside of red, behind Lins, behind Standy, locking this down. And so what does that force you? When you're spawning Coop side, you kind of have to go through the middle of the map or work the defensive spawn. Draws is just around this yellow card, just trying to find anything. Does find Gunless, but Gunless with superior positioning, able to win the gunfight.
And sometimes this is where we've seen like Atlanta FaZe on this particular map, like on offense. Like they've had their moments they've struck, but sometimes they spend so much time like kind of trying to get that perfect setup, it never really comes along, and then it just seems like they've been kind of run around mid-map in red for 5 minutes until the round's over. But now you've got a chance. You've got 3 players here pushed up. Celium has turned this into a 3-on-2 towards the point as well. One's tracking back from junk side. That gets picked up by Cell as well. But Standy gets 3. Standy doing everything really defensively to hold this inside of this. Standy will kill the entire squad and really hold this off.
Yeah, I think it's just a philosophy because, you know, some teams, what they might do is spawn up group side and try to work all the way back junk because they're trying to force the close red spawns, right? Just over and over and over again, where I think their thinking is if we go through the middle of the map, back alley, we get onto the point, you kind of just leave that person out of it. Yeah. Whoever's junk. And we have a 3-on-4 near the point or around it. It's just they can never really get inside of it. And that allows Rocker to tie up the map.
No, I think you and I have talked about like sort of their offensive pushes there and struggles at times over the course of this year. Like it just never seems like they get what they're looking for, whereas other teams are better at just kind of getting a kill and hitting it. Sometimes it's just flooding red until you have control, or junk until you have control, and then things unravel eventually. But yeah. They're never able to get to that. Standy will be on 4 in a row because he kind of wipes everybody out. His streak is high as accuracy's total kill count to this point. There's number 5 now for Standy. Deady up, looking to hunt. Maybe take a little confidence from that round win, especially maybe for Standy as he got all the kills. But as the team drops around him, he's able to earn the cruise.
Yeah, able to find that cruise. Now one teammate on the point, just kind of looking over him, locked in down middle of the alley. Accuracy was trying to work his way over towards B. Same with the rest of the team now, trying to fly on through. Team kill does come on in, but there's those close spawns we were talking about. So this 2-on-2 goes the way of Rocker. B is open. Draza off spawn. He's the only one there for now.
Oh, I think on the other side of it, you just heard somebody, if you were Cell, so you were able to try that. He was going to get an unfortunate death.
Yeah, I thought, like, I don't know. He just turns. It was like he got high alert.
Yeah, no, that's what it looked like. I was just like looking at the minimap and just seeing how that like little skirmish played out as well. But yeah, I guess either he shot or heard something because he just snapped. Because I was thinking if he died there, that's an even bigger opening for them to push through. But somehow this sort of, you know, it looked crazy for a moment. You get back to calm here if you're FaZe.
Yeah, have a player on bridge, locking down top 3. That's going to be Draza. Hear the clock ticking. One player does get onto A.
It really did look like a minimap, like high alert snap.
No, it does, but accuracy somehow wins that. So now you have a chance to get done with A, and you're already on to B. So a big one-on-one win. He only had 6 kills, but that one was massive because Abizi was there.
Simp just able to finesse. The rest of the team come through with kills as well. You have, what, you just need half a tick to get A done. You're all spawning up close to red, though, so you're probably thinking we got to hit B from this position, and they try to power it on through. Sells me the one up top of the eyes. Gunless has already got tags into him. He's in a challenge, and Gunless will get the headshot, so beautiful win there. Back over to Draws we go. He has rival in hand, but accuracy puts him in the dirt. Slams him with the MCW. It's Sim's turn to try and fly in. That's not going to work out, and suddenly B getting ever closer.
And now you're on A as well, so what's the call here? You're already going to get accuracy off of it. You're going to have to give up B, so great job by Rocker. They get those close red spawns. It's kind of what we talked about coming in on. Just flood it.
Yes.
Time and time again, it may happen sooner or later, and they're able to execute. So get done with B, now a tick to work with at A.
Here comes the streak as well. You just want to shut this down, take the 2-1 edge. If you are able, looking and hunting, not hitting, but the teammates are. You just have one player on it for now. No, okay, never mind. You have nobody on it now because the teammate comes in. So Standy tries to track back to it. So close. Contest is in. Right over his head goes Abizi, but is he searching for him? Abizi will get the kill. You've cleared off that progress now, so they have to get the entire tick. You have no respawns remaining. It's a 5 versus 4. We're basically into a search and destroy round. 5 in a row and a chance for a streak now for Gunless, but to a 4v4 we go. Or sorry, 5v3 we go after the kill from Draza. They're getting picked apart. Draza, another big one here. He's on 3 in a row, Leighton on 22, leading everybody in the lobby.
You use a cruise here. Gunless is able to earn another one. Does he want to go for the round win, or are they just going to be happy with this? Looks like accuracy going to drop onto the A point or near it. Now 1-on-3 for Gunless.
There's no time either. Nice gunfight win, but 3 seconds to go. Nothing you can do. You'll take a 7 spree into the next one, but that's just so. That reminded me honestly of like a round that would have cost Rocker a map, like when they were in that skid, like just a very winnable one that comes down to some wacky finish. They end up losing it, and I'm like, oh, that's another one for Rocker.
Well, really, it's that team nade. Obviously, there's a skirmish going down on the A point. You had Standy pushed up red, and he kind of has to leave his spot because the team nade on accuracy throws it onto one of his teammates. Obviously, doesn't mean to do that, but it connects, and that kind of forces Standy to have to back up to the point. He no longer has the mid-map cutoffs. Gives up map control.
No, it's like one domino falls and the other dominoes have to move as well. Because just the impact. But you're right onto it early.
A little fake here on A. I mean, really, you're just putting one player on it, and then this is a 3-man B hit. So Sim's like, all right, I'm sacrificing my life. Good luck, gentlemen.
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, just throw him right into the pit. And then everybody else is going to go to B. And this is, well, where they kind of struggled. After they got that opening onto A was the pressure here, so they're thinking, let's just do it right away. Nice little jump shots there from Lamar, though, through the mid-boss window. Abizi and Symptome, the Tiny Tears, they're doing their thing. Droz has gotten in to help as well. He's now on 4 in a row, as he really lit it up, and a big part of why FaZe won the tail end of that round from a live standpoint. Second bit of progress is done. Droz is still dancing, dipping, diving with death, trying to just play his life, and the help is there. The contest is through for a moment. You're not quite out of it yet.
Yeah, just now where is this player? And while he guesses right, it is Standy, though. There is the trade. Almost wins the second one. But Abizi now on to the point, and again, just keeping this messy is Atlanta FaZe. One more challenger, and the timing just a little bit off for Abizi. So accuracy and Lin's locked down B.
Yeah, I mean, Selwa got to the balcony, was just trying to get whatever shots in he could, but couldn't really help. But based on some of the angles, it looked like they actually put help in for Abizi, but your second bit of progress is done now at A. You need one tick on either side. Clean shots from Draza from the pit. Rotating over the other end of it is Simp. And now this is just, yeah, a little bit of mess, a little bit of aggression that you couldn't really find in the first offensive take for your FaZe.
Yeah, I mean, now just with one tick left, you have a 5-life advantage. You can kind of play the way they want to.
That's true. Just bleed them out.
Now you have this pinch coming in from Celium. Looks like Standy might read it, and he does, but that'll be the first domino. Gunless is pushed up towards Ticket, able to find the first, and that's going to slow things down. So not out of this one quite yet.
That was really nice timing on the peak there, just with kind of selling the Abizi. Pitching backside of the diner. Make that push a little bit easier. From dumpsters, it can be so difficult. Abizi's being stunned up by everything. He's like, my knees, I tore my hamstring, but I'm still able to slide. Joe, he almost snaps onto another one as well, but They'll be taken out for now with 90 seconds to go.
And now they're kind of put in this position again. Spawning up deep, over towards Coop side, but just opting to fight through top red and the balcony, but that's going to be 3 dead. Maybe the chance to end this match.
Yeah, you got that close spawn. You've got 3 here. You got to track it over pretty deep side junk for the last player in the way of Draza, and now you've lost Simp. There's still one just laid close. Honestly, you've done a pretty good job with this if you're a rocker. Yeah. Like, nice retake. Nice job dealing with the aggression. Now you're kind of back to step 1 in a way. You've at least got bodies over towards that red side push. You can still hold this. Will it come down to lives, though? We'll see. Nice double jump.
Yeah, I think FaZe is just going to try to hit this, make it messy again. Rocker trying to slow it down as much as possible. 45 seconds left. Both teams just hunting through red, checking all of their corners. Draza, he's going to find 2. 29-19 for him. Trying to find a 30 bomb and the match win with the big 3-0. There's always just one more player for Rocker, and they have done a good job so far.
Anytime he can stop this clock, though, is great. Any contested time just allows them to maybe take this to lives. Every single second, he's able to stay on the point. Draza went big at the tail end of the last round when it came down to lives. He does a big job here, staying up, getting kills, buying time for his team. Now you have 3 lives remaining for Rocker. Linz has got the entire Atlanta FaZe team about to drop kick him. He drops Standy and Gunless, trying to stand strong, not quite able to do it. It's all on Standy. Welcome back to the league. Good luck, sir, as he's done it so far. 5 seconds to go. Somehow Standy with 7 HP is able to get out.
Close red spawn. They're right onto the point.
Wins another one. No way. No way. 1 versus 1. Oh my God, Standy nearly does it. That would have been insane. To a 1v1. We had a couple of search rounds there to close out our control. Woo, I started with, I was like, welcome back to the league. It's like all 4 were flying, and then suddenly it's a 1v1 inside a diner.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, those close red spawns came in. So he gets the 1-on-2. He makes the heads-up decision. I can't allow them to group up. They're weak, they're stunned. Takes the first 1-on-2, repositions, but then the second players are already onto the point. And I think if it's probably any other player than MC, he might have a better chance, because he's the one who ends his clutch in the search as well.
Yeah, no, like, in that spot where you have a rival versus an MCW, like most other MCW players, maybe you're okay, but yeah, Cell is maybe the hardest kill in the game. that's the guy I hope it's not. He clutches up. They take the series 3-0. Draza puts up 32 and nearly 6,500 damage. You know, Draza started a little rough, a little shaky with his team. We're talking very early in this 2024 season. He keeps playing like this, though. Woo!
Yeah, on the other side, I think the respawns, you saw, I think, some glimpses. I mean, Gunless, 26 and 15, Standy as well. Like, this is what we're talking about. There is some firepower there, some individual talent. We saw multiple times from Standy in the search in some of these 1vx scenarios. Almost does it towards the end of that round. Just a tough couple of first matches for Rocker.
Yeah. I mean, you come
tough draw is what it is.
You got to play FaZe right away. I mean, hopefully just for them. You know, I know they're obviously scrimming and stuff, but it's not the same as playing it, you know, in the kind of live match atmosphere like this. So you go back with the staff, you work on some things, you try to improve, you can listen back. I mean, well, at least for us, like the listening we heard was pretty solid, though. I like what I heard, considering the team has just been banded together here recently these past couple of weeks. But that'll do it for Joe and I in our first match. To break down the action, we get it back to our incredibly attractive desk, and especially our host, Chris Puckett. Oof.
Thanks, Maven. Appreciate that gas, buddy. Let's take a look at the action here. Alley Cat Nameless, a quick 3-0 series from Atlanta FaZe. And Alley, you chose Minnesota Rocker. You looked really smart for the first half of that Rio Hardpoint.
Yeah, really smart for the first half of that Rio Hardpoint. Again, it was more so just like, why not? You know, they're making a roster change. It could be one of those honeymoon things where they catch the major 2 winners off guard. We've seen it happen in the past. Unfortunately, it doesn't come to fruition in this series as Atlanta FaZe holds strong. Specifically, Draza holds strong. He was simply that guy in maps number 2 and number 3. But for Minnesota Rocker, I don't think you walk away from this that upset. The map 1, you had a lead majority of the game. Even in the map 3, like, there are moments when that sliver didn't finish the cap on A where you could have gone up 2-1. It's just unfortunate.
And that's the question I had for you, Nameless. As a former pro player, you've been in the shoes of accuracy. As soon as the series was over, he flips his camera, right? He just knocks it off, says, I'm done. We're done with this series. Everyone kind of storms out of the practice room. Are you worried about Rocker's reaction. This is your first match, and you lost to the champions of the previous major.
No, I think that indicates that they probably had some pretty good practice.
Okay.
There are a couple moments throughout the series where maybe they made mistakes that they had in practice. They thought they went over, that wouldn't happen in a match, and it probably happened, right? The growing pains of being a Call of Duty team. To me, what that shows is that they felt like they really could have came in and won this series and had big moments. You think about that Vista Hardpoint, super close, right?
Yeah.
Like they could have won it. Gunless played great throughout the entire series, even in that control. Just some tough situations coming down to 1v1s, right? So I wouldn't read too much into that. But like, I'm just going to reiterate, Gunless played so good throughout this series.
26 and 15 in that game 3, 5,800 damage. Pierce has been the real deal, and he's showing up where you wanted him as a Slayer. How did the team look as a whole, though, Allie?
As a whole, I thought Stan and Gunless personally played very, very well off of each other. Again, the start of that Rio Vista Hardpoint was beautiful from Minnesota Rocker. They had just started lacking on the fundamentals a little bit as Atlanta FaZe started coming back in the slaying department.
Nameless, today we got our scuff play of the game, and it's Draza. Can you give me some play-by-play of one of the biggest trash talkers in the league?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be from this control, and it's just Draza lighting up, man. Every single time they needed him to make a big play and buy the team some time, he did it. Finds the player on the A point, kills the guy top 3, and then claims the space up top 3, which then eventually leads to a spawn trap where they close out this side. Like, Draza he has been a bailout for them throughout the major. We saw it. When he starts to take over, they steamroll teams, and he's getting more confident and comfortable as the series go on. So for Draza, yeah, perfect squad for him, and now they're really starting to hit their stride.
6,500 damage basically in that game 3, and that will seal the deal on Atlanta's first qualifier match. They finished with another W, and I believe they're now over the 300-point mark on our leaderboard. We'll get to that a little bit later, but right now it's time to talk with the man in our Monster Winner Spotlight. Welcome back, Big Abe Abeezy's on the show, and we got to ask about this matchup. What was it like playing against Gunless, a guy we haven't seen in the CDL in a minute?
I mean, it feels good. You know, I played against him back in like BO4, like all those days back when he was on like LG and stuff. So it was cool seeing him back on the battlefield, you know?
Absolutely. And speaking of roster changes, what team do you think made the best move during these past 2 weeks?
I don't know. I feel like everyone outside the top 4 is in a really tough spot as it is, to be honest. So I don't think there's really anyone that made like a good change, I feel like.
Fair enough.
Abeezy, listen, I know the respawn's been great for you guys, and I know that when we sub maps in and out, it comes down to a vote, right? For you guys, we got Vista and we got 6-star. I'm feeling like you guys were very excited about getting these added to the map pool. Is that so?
Oh yeah, we were super excited because I feel like some of the maps in the pool were just kind of cheese, I feel like. So I feel like getting newer maps in, especially that have like good flow and like they're like kind of like 3 lanes, there's like a bunch of cuts and stuff like that. I feel like that's going to help a lot with me and Chris running around with subs.
Yeah, do you feel like the current meta is like the best it's ever been for an SMG? Is that fair to say in the CDL era?
In the CDL area, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a lot better now because before, like Major 1, Major 2, a lot of people were running like 3 ARs on a lot of maps, maybe even 4 depending on the map. But I feel like it's nice now being able to run that like main sub and actually be able to use it and not have to like switch on and off between an AR.
Yeah.
Abeezy, can you give some pro tips to the kids in my lobby tonight? When I'm playing ranked and I'm playing on Vista, I'm playing on 6-star, what is the one thing that you would give advice to for anyone trying to pick up the new game?
I mean, just try to learn the spawns the best you can. I think there's a few crazy ones on 6-star, but I feel like Vista's a lot of fun to play.
We had fun watching you, man. A great hard point to open this series, and we'll see you later this weekend.
All right, thank you.
That's Atlanta FaZe. They are done for the night, but we still have another match to go. Before we finish this matchup, though, final thoughts on Minnesota. I know it was a brief preview, Nameless. What did you see from the new team?
Yeah, I think more firepower, especially in the respawn department. I think there's a lot of opportunity there, especially with the new maps that we got added. I'm excited for Minnesota's future.
Allie, that was a lopsided battle. When we come back, we got a close one according to the standings. It's LAG taking on Vegas Legion. The party continues live from Columbus, Ohio.
Upgrade your game with a Scuff. Save $30 on the official CDL collection at scuff.co/CDL.
Start the season strong. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
match. I'm feeling very sexy, Joe, and ready for a fantastic match. This one went the whole way last time. I have a full matching ensemble. These are shorts.
Yep.
A little bit thigh.
Yeah, you look like an absolute moron.
Thank you, Joe.
Why we love you. Honestly, it looks like the remake of Malibu's Most Wanted is about to come out, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's basically what it looks like.
Standy will get free info here onto Assault. Quickly finds the kill. Whoa!
He's going for the assassination. Didn't hold the button down long enough. And Assault says not so fast. Let me tell you right now, these guys play every day. You should know you cannot assassinate someone when they are a little bit taller than you on the map. And unfortunately, the 1v doesn't work, but you know them hands from Assault. They are definitely warm. 2 punches right to the chest to take down Standy.
A little bit, but composure still there for Gorillas as rotations continue to be the talking point. A little bit of a scary spot as Draza turns on to App off the ground. I don't know how that gunfight was even possible.
On him, bridge, yeah, our bridge is shield.
What's left? I'm cutting man.
I'm not sure if I'm getting old, but I swear to God, Joe, sometimes when Celium talks, all I hear is yeah.
They're playing record. They are both water. One shot. There's two water. They went red. They went red, Clay. They? Yeah, they went red. Both red. Both inside red. Both inside red. They went front door. They went front door.
He's hopping. Watch his
water. I had your word. Back door.
They
didn't see you yet. Nice! Let's go, Clay.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we're dealing with just God mode attach right now.
Attach right over the top of the car. Clean. A 1v3. Arrow is not slowing down. Finds his third of the map. Make it 4. Let this young man get hot. It's gonna be hard to stop him. Finds an ace on the round through the middle of the map.
Purge gets the double kill as well.
Geo pops off.
Oh, okay, Geo, I see you, baby.
Nero is all across the map. 7 in a row for him. Vegas Legion clutch up 3-0.
All shadows. Ground team is mobile. Keep them covered.
Eyes watching for the opposition. How they crushing any competition. Long range, yeah, I got the vision. When I'm in the trenches, anyone can get me. I'm with the team when they need me. Or out on a dolo mission. Nigga Rocky riding on this road to riches. If I catch you slipping, then it's over finished. War, ready, crew, coming through heavy. Aim steady, lights out as the gorillas. Not any winner, one out of many. Fine talents, empty, lights out as the gorillas.
LAG were near the bottom of the leaderboard entering our Miami Major 2, but the Gorillas went on a run, and that has boosted them all the way into our top 7. If we're looking at overall seeds, LAG is surprisingly not only in the top 8, but they're ahead of squads like Carolina, Surge, Heretics, Thieves, and Boston.
Absolutely, and they're tied right now with the Vegas Legion, so whoever wins this match is not only going to jump the other, but also jump Minnesota Rocker, who just lost their match versus Atlanta FaZe, taking a 5th seed. So a lot is riding on this, even though it's very early into the qualifiers.
Nicholas, how crazy is it to think that this lineup of LAG could be the 5th best team in our league right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely insane to say. I mean, we watched this team go 30 days without a match win, and then they go up against Atlanta FaZe. Like, okay, the land's in like 5 days. why don't we just beat Atlanta FaZe and go and land and get top 6? That's exactly what they just did, as insane as that sounds. But they're going to have to figure out online. A lot of these teams have made changes. Teams like Carolina Royal Ravens are now going to be all together in a facility. These teams are focusing on their online game plan. For LAG, it has been a struggle. The search and destroy has been good. The respawn has not. So for LAG, that is the focus today. Control. 2-8 in that game mode. They have to figure it out. And for the Minnesota pregame, it's going to reflect that. Search and destroy. I mean, what are they? 6 straight S&D wins since the 15th of March. Unbelievable. Wins on 4 different maps and 3 wins versus Toronto and Atlanta. That's impressive stuff in search.
It is impressive stuff. And for LAG, I think I completely agree with you in the fact it's got to be in the control today, because the team they're going up against is one of the better hardpoint teams. And LAG has been struggling a lot in that category. 6 and 16 online when it comes to maps 1 and 4. So if they have any opportunity in the series, they've got to focus on that map number 3.
Vegas is looking for revenge. They bombed out of Miami way before they were hoping to. Tonight, they take on LAG across our 5 maps. And for the first time here in the CDL, we got 6-star hardpoint to kick off the series.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this map, right? Like, some of the hills are super interesting. We got one that has a vent that connects you to middle. It's going to get wild. See Nero going around in that water. So for Vegas, though, you know, with these new maps getting added, I would say they probably didn't want that. You know, they were 5-1 across Invasion and Skid Row hardpoint. So adding these two, removing 2 of their better maps could get interesting. But we'll see the work that they've put in these 2 weeks.
It's not just 6-star. We also get hardpoint on Vista. Who do you think has the edge on new maps? Who's the grinder? Who's the bigger grinder of these 2 teams?
Vegas Legion. I can imagine them spawning in every single day, a second those maps came in, and getting all the nerd spots. So that's also going to be my pick for the series.
All right. Match is ready. Scuff Pick'em. She's locking in Vegas. Is that right? 78 maybe for Rosalie. I am going to go LAG. I've been on the fame train.
I'm going, well, this is online, right? I'm going to go Vegas.
Online? His face, I didn't think about online.
LAG can't win
Fans
online.
are also going Vegas. There we have it. Let's see who's wrong this time as we send it over to the very handsome Helldivers 2 champion Miles and his buddy Chance.
Can we do that on air? Probably not. Anyway,
Probably not.
We're all in trouble now. Nameless, great calling it being online. You are not wrong, brother. That is going to change things in a big, big, big way. Very excited to get the series started, though. Chance, how diddly doodly?
Doe. I got no Simpsons references for that, unfortunately. But I'm excited. We get a 6-star first thing, and we get to take a look at the beautiful water off the other side of the map. And frankly, it is just for the fact that, I mean, I've only played Hardpoint, I think maybe twice in the past like 2 or 3 days. I'm excited just to get that like look on the mini map, so I can actually take the time and utilize it for my own ranked like play performances. So I'm excited just for the 3P look there, Miles.
We've got a lot of looks here. Brand new map here in the league. Those folks who've been joining the 24/7 playlist in MW3. I know I have come across a lot of fans in that one, but what a gorgeous map. Shout out to the map designers there at Sledge. Who the hell, how do you get up to that piano? It's a lovely
Didn't even know there was a piano there. Never noticed it.
It's a gorgeous piano. Into the first hard point we go, and there is a nice shot across the entirety of the bar, seeing where those nays land. But all aboard the fame train, so far is he in the point.
Yeah, that is a perfect look of them missing every single Semtex right there. Just by a little bit. I think they would have connected on the guy in the window if not, but either way, LAG gonna take full advantage. Good timing on the double challenge, just like that. Nice little P1 push through. Opening break's always gonna be a tone setter. And again, miss nades by Vegas. Well, it's gonna cost him at least a little bit of time.
There's a lot of different places to hide here in this bar. It's a wonderfully vibey location, and I'm sure with the airflow from that nice outdoor pool section, it's allowing Fame to run around the point and keep finding these kills. Down a Purge. The last man up there for Vegas Legion as LAG maintain a wonderful control over P1 though. Chance the rotation's almost done. We're going to be looking towards new. I don't remember what this one's called, but it looks like a nice little padded room. You could probably sit down there, I don't know, have a drink and tell a fun story here on 6-star.
Man, just that room with all the vent access, but there's Fame showing off a nice little nerd spot by, the old Infinity Pool. But those were some weird spawns that came through with the white time on P1. That actually set Vegas up with a really good break and pinch opportunity, but they don't really make anything happen. And while Diamondcon's trying to climb, Nero, as pointed out by Nameless, that's what he wanted to see, him being a rat inside of the vents. Only pick up one player, though, as the swim around time continues. That's a consistency. Players trying to use that spot, that little hop up, but Vegas reading it perfectly, getting the kills, getting the trades, and getting that hill time.
Plenty of hidey holes in this hard point. Lots of ways in. Good coverage there from the outside by Gio, not enough to get the kills. Over Nero now up close and personal in his assault. They managed to punch a hole through the defense. DC on the outside, another body into the pool. Oh dear, Purge. What a two-piece. Back and alive and kicking. Not for long though. Diamond Con managed to get it. And once again, a strong but not massively profitable hard point there from LAG. We now go from one bar to the infinity pool to the next bar. Up top, left-hand side of the minimap, open for business.
Yeah, and this is a nerd spot and a half. Gio just going to be the waiter inside the, well, pool at least, but he gets chopped down. You also had, by the way, Nero playing very deep and distant in his spawn to make sure to lock down the spawns and block the spawns and the opposing team. And really, you just funnel them into what? Two directions? Attach has the hop up. Purge has an incredible head glitch over towards that left ramp. So this is looking like a pretty perfect setup. And again, Gio just playing so distant. Might get caught down, but that should be easy trades for his teammates. Nero just whips right around, or maybe FaZe will just break it down.
FaZe train right in, clean break. LAG, your hard point, no questions asked. Looking at the lead change in a brief moment. Vegas on the slow approach from down low. They're going to be coming out of that bar a little tipsy, shaky legs. Can they get towards the hard point? Estriel might be able to cut off those reinforcements, moving across towards Nu. The low side of the big statue, again, another very, very naughty spot to be in. Plenty of angles of attack on these hard points. Let's see how our teams hold it.
Yeah, also like a little nerd like underground route you can take to go and break this time as well. No one on LAG is going for it just yet, but definitely caught me off guard the first time it happened to me. So always got to pay attention to little things.
Yeah, a couple of players might be coming across that one soon. Here comes the approach. Fame train. Choo-choo. All aboard. Will he be derailed? No, he will not. Nero's gone. Top shots into attach as well. Not enough for the kill. Teammates are there for it. 3 once again. LAG with another outstanding break. Nameless. The pick might start to look a little dangerous.
Oh, well, speaking of things that are dangerous, not those doors. They will block every single bullet, no questions asked. So one of those awkward moments where players just having standoffs. But either way, Vegas kind of struggling in this game. It feels like LAG just able to bully their way through the front. But I suppose the one solid hold that Vegas had, at least on the previous hill, is going to be enough that they still have the lead. So I know Gorilla's been wheeling and dealing, but now we get to test their swimming boots and goggles. Fame on point already with that sort of first blood as the noontime pops, and you see how distant every single spawn right now is from Vegas. It's a long ways away before they can break this hill.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. Well, we put to test the swimming skills, shades of Raid, shades of MW2, and boy, you want to get that pistol out. The Purge fight down low is attached, going to be in there as well to now help get the time. How long can Purge hold his breath for? At this point in time, quite some time. Gio on a 6 spree. That's going to be streaks here on 6 star. A very, very open map indeed, and plenty of open angles to get those cruise missiles in or towards the bar.
Felt like a moment where everybody was trying to look into the water and really staring down. So Gio just capitalizes, takes full advantage, and more water fights. The pistol, yep, gonna be maybe king in that environment. So Purge does give you the extra one, but all things considered, near tied up game. I don't think any true like full 60 or money hills have been discovered just yet. So we're just gonna have to square up back over towards P1. Purge doesn't have any help, wants to play an off angle and get out with his life. And well, he does get traded, but just trying to buy his teammates some time. Gio, that next man in line.
And nice shots out of Gio. Let's see if the nades are a little bit better this time around. Vegas first go around. Not massive work out of LAG, but Vegas with a slight lead to work with now as Gio slowly roaming the halls, doing it silently. Wonderful work. Cuts the LAG defense in half, finds another kill, keeps his boys alive.
This perfect too as well, at least on the Gio side of things, or maybe you will get opened up, force him to turn around, and nice little swarm around the zone. Nero, though, last Hermano around the point, able to pick up 3. And well, that's going to seal the deal potentially for these final 20 seconds. LAG maybe going to have to chalk it up and focus over towards Nu. They're going to have all bodies near the point, but Fame just gets caught sliding for free, and depending on where he spawns, it could get spicy, but nope, right back with his teammates towards that new time we'll go.
New time, Purge trying to find the entry through one of the mini vents. Nero backing him up, 5 spree for him. Can we get ourselves another pair of streaks to play with here for Vegas? New hard points up, that tiny little couch room. No one at home. Assault's going to try to get the time. Cut down by Gio again. 18 and 11. Not enough to get the next. Nero, can he get the streaks? Here's the game. Ooh, the gunfight with Fame from behind. Slows it down. Can't get to the 150 mark. LAG, can you get back in the game now?
Well, close side spawns right now, buying them that extra lifeline for the hill time thus far. Purge waiting for his moment. Him and Attach working together, and well, that's the bait to get Purge nearby. He delivers you from 2, and Attach doesn't mind. He'll bait for you. A clean break there by Vegas Legion. And it looks like they are reading the spawns as well, or maybe not. They're just covering every single vent, every single angle. As Purge right now, you see in the hill, he is in hell.
Oh, Gio! Can't get any more out of it. Nero up next. 1, 2. No problem. The third, not going to happen. Fame keeping it going. Attached with the last cut-off kill. Numbers there for Vegas. Back and forth we go. The final seconds of the hard point come to an explosive close. Once again over to the bar here in the second set.
Yeah, and LAG, you see this time, they're going to be fighting for these back spawns as well. They're taking the real depth routes to try to make it happen. Purge, though, heads up play. He's going to stop that push. DiamondCon now the last man standing. And I think Vegas maybe have lost count, or maybe Purge off spawn can pick him up for the trade. So Vegas, they handle, and Purge especially, that pressure perfectly. And now you go right back to the same standard setup they had the last go around. Filthy head glitches to watch one angle and an actual power position from Gio to watch the hop up. This is looking nearly impossible to break down.
Nigh on impossible. Fame eradicated. Over 200 points for Vegas Legion. The business end is well and truly in sight. Still a cruise missile to go for Gio. We'll see if that has to come into play, but at this point in time, it doesn't feel too necessary. Purge keeping mid-map. A very dangerous place to be indeed for the members of LAG. Gio finding kill number 23 and 3 in the spree.
They're just having difficulty really stabilizing at any given moment. Fame maybe going to help out in that sense. Picks up a big 2. Fame, by the way, 25 kills. Adam Assault yet to get his 10th. So there's a slaying problem. There's a beautiful look of the cruise missile. That is so much extra map space. And, well, Gio going to land a bomb over towards the middle of time. But LAG now just going to have to worry about those split spawns that are coming through.
And here we go. Fame, you've been stunned. Can you win the fight? You can. Big win. Gorillas holding it together. Finding the kills. Estriel can't get it done. A few moments to break. LAG, let's go for a quick listen in.
Low office.
Someone drop. I attack
that.
Drop.
Do us close left. Not close low.
I'm on the child. I down left.
Dead.
Nice 3. Oh, need it. One shot. I'm the other one, right? Turn on, boy. I got it.
Got one. I win.
Left side, DJ.
You went white.
You reach out. He's weak to attach.
Wait a minute. I'm just
I'm PT for us. One try and go through full.
He's bad. I'm with you.
I'm with you. I'll look your left. Ivy dead.
Nice time.
You say circle.
One
trying to get your Ivy for you.
Nice.
I've all across. There you go, Ivy.
I got it.
Counter slay. Ivy, they're gonna get kitty. I'm kitty. I'm waiting.
I got him middle.
Try to reload. Ivy kitty, that's it.
I have
go P2.
This one behind. Blue.
I'm on your kitty.
Winner from P2. Could be two mid. I'm top cousin.
Kitty dead.
Trying to help you,
Kitty. And one more P2. He's in here, P2, front P2, challenge now.
She's Ivy dead.
I'm in. I spawn here. I'm trying to help you in a sec.
That's him. Blow on you.
Try and hold mid as best you can.
Weak in the water.
I can't shoot him, bro.
Big kill if you can.
Water me.
Keep up with that thing. Ivy cross.
Water down. I'm living.
Ivy cross. They're me mid.
I'm gonna streak right now. I'm going deep piano.
Okay, one's on our piano.
Yo, they're high.
Two on time. There's 3 on time. They're 2 and you. I'm gonna kill you.
Nice.
They're me red. They're me blue. Sorry, they're me blue.
I mean, surely not, right? They're not going to make this comeback. It was 241 to like 113. All of a sudden, here we are. Thought we were trolling with the listening, but LAG orchestrating a comeback, but holding P1 seems incredibly difficult. You got Vegas taking all sorts of routes, but that kill feed has been nothing but purple. These boys are holding on.
They're in. DiamondCon stops the time. Oh, an unfortunate mantle. Gio keeps it going. Now all down to Assault. He's got to go massive. Backs him up from Fame. Keeps the play alive. There's the contest. Nero finds the pinch. Oh, nearly the second. It's a Vegas hard point. 5 seconds. Get the quick contest. DC's there. Attach. Can't get it done. Gage still going.
We're going towards new. It's going to be a P2. Vegas might not even be there first. Number 5 and number 7, Assault and Estriel. The opportunity to at least make a dent. And on the outer, they win the gunfights as well. Purge is going to fall. LAG, desperation hours. But they can make this happen.
Send it. They cut down Attach. Gio's got to fight too. Quick fight. There's the contest. No hope. Gio from the vents. Great work. Fame on the pinch. It should be done. No way. No how. But what a battle towards the end. Vegas Legion, take map number 1.
Brand new map and a brand new mustache on Adam Assault as well. Caught me off guard just like that comeback did. I was thinking on P1, sure, there's going to be too mixy of a hill, too much contest time going through. Vegas, if they get the opening, maybe pop off and make it happen. But LAG, they simply had that fight in them. And I think when we take a look at that sort of like hill by hill breakdown, I think it was like the P3s for Vegas that were really the standout moments. Outside of that, it certainly seemed like LAG were fighting, and I think we actually got the full spectrum of that map as well. Some of those water fights were just atrocious to look at as the bullets seemingly not connecting. So maybe no true Aquamen in this lobby. Haven't cracked that code just yet.
I don't know, mate. I think Purge is our front runner for King of the Seas. He took what looked like 2 full bursts from the Renetti and then beat that player down. That was something. Lots to learn, guys. Once again, we thought you thought, fans, that you were done with the water action. Now that we're in MW3, well, Hydro, the spiritual successor, lives on here in 6-star. Here are the highlights from that Vegas Legion map win.
Yeah, I forgot about the doors too. Just the indestructible. So you're making eye contact with people, just waiting for someone to be the first one to kick it open. So yeah, a map that has those awkward moments. I want the stat of like best water KD we have in the league. Like we've had one water map, it seems like, every year for the past however many years. Like I just want to know what player is actually, I don't know, King Neptune, Aquaman, whatever title we want to give. It would be a fun one to have. But yeah, it was an absurd comeback. Like again, Vegas, it was 241 to legit like what, 115, 120? Purge is just, I don't know, playing a horror game inside of the water. I don't know what's going on.
I think it was just like Assault's POV. He's like, I swear to God, I'm shooting him. I'm letting him have it. Like we all pulled out our Renettis for this very reason. So he needs to get that man a harpoon gun because he needed it there. Vegas Legion, though, take map number 1, and a decent start there for LAG. I mean, I take it all back. I try to give Nameless some worry about the online show, but there it was. Vegas continued to look very dominant after that P4. Never looked back. A slight bit of a difference there in the second set, but very, very strong showing out of Vegas. Good stuff for them. They roll the dice. It lands up good. We'll see how they go throughout the rest of the series. We'll go back to a new hard point in Vista if we can get to map 4. It was exciting to watch that first one. We'll see if the series will take us that far. Karachi Search and Destroy coming up next.
And just for those playing at home, it was in fact both of the P3s there for the side of Vegas, where not quite a full 60. They got about 45 seconds the first go around and effectively got the full 60 the second go around. That the big difference maker towards the end. So I'm thinking when I play ranked now, that's going to be a hill that I just hardcore rotate to. Play it like Nero did, just pushed in the depths of the back spawn, and hopefully my teammates will make the Purge sort of plays. Lay down in P1, let a couple guys run past, pick up the sneaky 2. But yeah, as you pointed out, we are going back to now the sort of standard section, the maps that we have the experience with, the Karachi S&D, and I would simply say that one, LAG really gonna want to get that quick bounce back from, because these guys, it has just been an online to land difference. Yes, they are sitting in the top 8. They are in, well, not a comfortable, but in a spot where they have that champ spot thus far. But if they keep having poor online performances, it is simply not going to end up panning off for them in a positive way long term. So they want to get these CDL points, and especially against a team like Vegas would be a great team to get 10 against.
Yeah, we keep thinking about those sort of the race towards champs, the race towards staying in the top 8 in the standings, and there's a couple of teams there that are sort of neck and neck, and we'll see that develop throughout the season. Again, we're over the halfway mark, it feels like, chance, with Toronto on the horizon, quickly become one of our favorite stops here in the CDL tour. And of course, all that run towards champs, 2 teams that certainly want to make it, 2 teams that want to turn the legacy of both of their respective organizations around. One map at a time, one series at a time, one Karachi Search and Destroy round at a time for both teams.
And well, the biggest problem that Vegas have had on this map is the opening duels win percentage. 11th in the league means they are constantly playing from behind, but also for the fact that Vegas have been incredible on attacking rounds. Definitely gonna be something we have to pay attention to. I know with Tash overall, I mean, he's been fantastic in every single game mode, but especially so even in Search and Destroy. Opening duel win percentage, 56%, not too shabby at all. And his kills per rounds are up there, but this is also a map where Purge likes to play solo, likes to run around and hunt down these kills. In round 1, no time wasted, already cut off the middle of the map. And I mean, right now he just commented to his teammates, nobody crossed over towards bridge. If you get this bomb down, we're gonna have a very comfy setup.
Well, sweet time. Diamondcon, the lone man, over towards the B side of the map for LAG. Eyes are on there for a moment. Here comes the quick shuffle. The purple arrows have moved. The play has been called. Purge Might be in an incredible spot to catch out a couple on the cross here. They're about to maybe hit that threshold. Estrel going through the back. Bit of time passed now, and Purge still unaware. Oh dear. It's going to come down to attach. Can he spot these players out? Looking for it. Might be able to get at least one. There's the first blood.
Oh, well, yeah, surprised to attach. He got info on both of those players, though, so a big moment maybe for the intel. Downside is Purge is going to fall. That is a patient Fame. That is a Fame that got gunned down. We got a 2v2 or maybe all up to Diamond, and his position is known.
Oh, he's moving, though. He's managed to get himself out of that top window. Gio now has to guess a little bit. 20 seconds on it. Nero's managed to get himself towards top third. He's got a great spot on this bomb. Diamond, no hope. Gio did not need to guess. Nero was there for it. As a lovely start there from Vegas Legion.
That was a very interesting round, too. I mean, you basically had Vegas were like scared to plant the bomb because they had no intel the entire time. But however the round pans out, this is literally the gunfight that was the difference maker. Fame from prone to standing took a little bit too long, and well, Nero simply guns him down. So as interesting of a round one developed on a strat front, it is all up to Gunny in COD. Nero delivers. And Vegas, again, best team in the league on attacking rounds on Karachi. They live up to that expectation there.
Aim worthy enough to lift the bomb. Nades exploding across the map. Nothing too far these days. We say goodbye to Ordnance gloves. Purge gives Estriel the hands, though. Nero trying to back him up there in the kill feed. Pressure now on as Vegas Legion. That's decisive. Oh, opener. Not enough to get the third, but there's the teamwork once again, and Fame finds himself completely alone and well and truly up the creek.
Purge, yeah, doesn't even waste time making sure he does not get a paddle. Takes him down, easy reads there, and that just feels like the Vegas player is just able to run rampant. Just aggression through the middle of the map. The coverage is always perfect. Seems like a moment where Nero might just be doing some insanity sliding towards mid, but that's just because Attach was above him there for the easy trade. So wheeling and dealing as aggressive as you want him. Vegas on point. First blood's rolling through, and really just even the capitalization of like the map control that they can get after they get the kills pushed out. Purge goes from top AC, just ends up living in some random corner inside a coop. Always heads up gameplay off the rookie.
3-1 split here for LAG on defense. They've managed to swim over the B-bomb site, and Nero is going to hit that corner. Whoa, and hit Fame as well. Nidda gets a second. Estriel walks away with a bit of damage. Gio's there for the trade. A beautiful opening there for both teams. It's a 2-2. Turns it into a 2-1. Attach all alone.
That's the big difference maker gunfight there for Assault. He at least gives you the advantage. The question is, when you're playing against Attach in a clutch situation, is it really an advantage to have that extra person? Plenty of time to break this down. He doesn't have the bomb, but he at least has the covert sneakers. So Attach has one very small thing working for him. Everything else, the odds are massively against him. He's going to have to traverse this map and take care of both the IR players from LAG, and he simply has no intel. Hasn't heard a sound in the past 30 seconds.
I know. Well, he's wearing the... Oh, okay. Diamond Con, still a shooter. I had a Harry Potter joke line up there, but you're going to have to wait for the next round, COD fans. Vegas, not unable to capitalize on that. The King of Clutch shut down. But Diamond Con does it. His fourth kill in the map so far, sitting at 2 deaths.
That was a Rival 9.
I thought it was an AR.
That's certainly what it felt like. Hey, one of those gunfights. Rival 9, pretty good gun. I am down for the propaganda on that front, but either way, LAG, very solid round. They might not have gotten the first bloods, but it was just trades on trades. Estriel cleans up the kill from his fallen flow. I think it was Diamond Con that traded him after the fact, after Gio got the trades, but Assault really wins the biggest gunfight of the round. And now LAG for the attack, straight down mid. They got a ton of pressure and presence over towards A. Assault, another first blood. Attached from heavens above, though. Him and Gio work together. And that push might get stuffed. All these players getting caught out. And it is just gunny on gunny. No one's playing S&D. Nice round of TDM coming through.
Love a TDM, mate. Diamond Con 1v2 against Gio and Purge. A minute to go. And he's looking to recover the bomb. The Vegas duo have gone towards B, leaving A wide open for now chance. But Diamond Con's taking his time. Checks his mags. He's going to be sweet for the fight, but he has read this for a brief moment. What does he know that we don't?
He's just playing patient. Wasn't patient enough, though. That timing was horrific. Call of Duty timing at its finest.
Oh, my God. In 4K. He's gone the wrong way now. No bomb. The lads are going to check the bomb site. They're going to see that the bomb's down. They've let a little bit of gunfire rattle across as we are desperately trying to get into the action, and it's not going to happen. Purge and Geo, slow and steady, win that race. This Diamondcon finds himself in a very tough one.
And that's tough for Diamondcon because he was neither a rabbit nor a hare. He was actually making the correct heads-up play call as well. Just Spidey senses not tingling enough. And again, that is literally if he waits for another 2 seconds, maybe has the opportunity to make a play. But either way for Vegas, their trades have just been outstanding. Their teamwork is always there. Even when Attach is flying off the top rope from top ACs, Geo is still looking down from bottom green. So Vegas Legion right now, everybody around from the trades, teamwork flowing, and these guys have been fantastic on the attacking rounds, not mixing up the strats either. Trophy out, 3 players crossing. It was Purge that was roaming towards mid, but Purge has instincts. He's been playing the late flank over towards A. Meanwhile, Estriel in position, just gets caught and gunned down. Another first blood for Vegas.
Gorgeous work from Vegas there once again. The fadeaway. Nero still trying to get towards that bomb site. Fame covering it from deep smoke. It's not a joke. They're sending it. Whoa, the lineup only gets 1. The bomb's still moving though. Nero's got it. Diamondcon trying to watch the drop. He's not going to be able to keep him off the bomb site for too much longer. The numbers there starting to work out. And here comes the assassin in the form of Purge. He's about to hit the ladder. This could be a big problem for DC.
He's just underneath, actually.
No.
Well, he's still been very sneaky. You see Diamondcon knows that some funny business might be up, but the funny business was the bomb plant spot. Purge able to at least hunt him down, though, so his position pays off long term. Adam Assault for the 1v2. He wants to catch a player when he's planting the bomb.
He might be able to catch him here. Caught. Bomb didn't get planted. 20 seconds to go.
Purge playing the man, not the bomb.
Here comes the check. That's the gunfight. Purge gets it. Assault could only find 1 from there, and Purge, nerves of steel, keeping the Vegas run alive.
Yeah, Purge, just a good poker player. You play the man, not the hand. Knows Adam Assault going to be playing distant, wants to catch him when he's going for the bomb plant. Purge playing no games, has the rival 9, just go and hunt him down. Incredibly consistent, this rookie. I'm telling you, making the heads-up plays, respawn, S&D, all the same to him. And right now, Vegas Legion, I mean, they're just taking LAG to task. It has not been remotely close.
We saw some good close moments in the opening 6-star, but here we're looking at 6-1 unless LAG can turn things around. Purge, man of the moment, gets himself to AC, calls a cucumber. Might be able to catch a few players out. Oh, this is a lovely angle to be in. Got the teammates' coverage there as well. This could be a first blood, right where he left the last round off.
I mean, he's just waiting for his moment. I think Attach sort of gave up on the gunfight there, but Adam Assault at some point is just going to meet his fate. I have to imagine.
Oh, no.
Finally waiting.
Gets that first out like a light. Nero on the other side of the map gets his as well. Oh boy, starting to fall to pieces. Another 1v1 win as Purge on a 5 spree now. Estriel is going to send it, and this could be the streaks. That's it. That's the round, and that's Vegas.
Yeah, that's got to be the game too, right? Purge has the cruise missile now. Vegas have been looking unstoppable, untouchable. And again, their trades have been fantastic. This has just been like electric teamwork the entire time. Even for the moment for Purge up top, where I'm thinking he's just going to stand up and kill Assault, he actually plays it patient enough to make sure that it is more of a guarantee. And obviously in that round, he turns that into a nice little 3-kill round as well. So Vegas continue to do whatever they want. They get all the map control in the world, and the only rounds where LAG have fought back at all when the trades have come through, they have struggled even in the lower man sort of engagement fights. And once again, Vegas, 3 players over towards B. Purge on an island. He's got a cruise. Why not? Take your time, call it in, get the bomb down, win the round.
There it comes. Perfect relay of information. Oh, Geo is going to start to eat him alive. LAG running out of options. Assault managed to dodge that one well. You've had to sacrifice a tremendous amount of map control. Geo finds kill number 2. And that could be it. Bomb down.
Yeah, rookie dominance in this one. Geo picking up the extra couple kills off the intel in Purge. Unstoppable in these moments. Even the stun here to make Estriel's life hell. He's in a 1v3 in an unclutchable round. You called it from a 6-star to a 6-1. Vegas Legion looking perfect on Karachi.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another Purge masterclass to find a few rounds there, and he should be smiling with damn good reason. Vegas, dominant work there in the search and destroy. They close out the 6-star. They take a 2-0 lead in the series. as LAG, their online struggles continue. Air control next, though. You never know, mate. You never know.
Well, you never know, but Vegas, like, did they improve? It seems like even more so. Like, keep in mind for stage 2, a couple roster changes and Purge switched roles, and they were like pretty optimistic. Had a pretty good online split, were decent on land, but they were showing improvements throughout the stage. I memean, they looked incredible, I'd say, on 6-star, or at least a couple hills. They had the ideas down pat completely, but that is Karachi that was just, again, too easy. 9-2 out of Purge. He was simply able to do whatever he wanted. And if these guys been grinding the new maps, making improvements on the old ones as well, I think Vegas Legion looking very comfortable at this stage playing with each other.
They're smiling so far. Highrise control coming next, and I really do hope we get to see a Vista hardpoint. It would make today that little bit more spicy. Rio to close out the series if we have to go there, but who knows, ladies and gents. Right now, things looking absolutely fantastic for Vegas Legion. After a heartbreaking loss at Major 2, they're starting stage 3 very, very well so far. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. On the other side of this one, Chance and I will be walking you through Highrise control. We'll see if Vegas can close the series out 3-0, or can LAG get right back into this thing? We'll find out after the break.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
G2's back again. The CDL's back. Tell your friends. LAG taking on Vegas Legion. Map number 3 is on its way. Highrise Control will be the place where we throw down next, and throwing down so far Vegas Legion. Absolutely giving LAG the hands. 6-star was a banger. Not such a close out finish, but of course that Karachi S&D was an absolute slaughter. 6-1 the final score. Will this be the end of the series? Will Purge continue to purge his opponents? Will LAG find the comeback? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z, Chance.
Well, look, if you're talking about guys that sort of have a alter ego, maybe the new mustache on Adam Assault will let him change his ways coming into map 3. I mean, again, he's one of those players that, again, online to land, there's been the tales of 2 different players, but in Control and on Highrise specifically, this is more of his wheelhouse, his time to shine. His KD, absolutely fantastic, but again, this is the LAN performances. So, like, Assault, world champion, on LAN, we know he doesn't get nervous. We know this man can provide. But online, they simply need to make sure they have a better stage. No more starting in losers bracket come major time. Gorillas need to turn around here.
You're not wrong though. Many players throughout COD history have got these sort of alter egos, whether it's Kenny and Kenny with the bandana, or is it Doug with sleeves, Doug without sleeves. This time could be Adam Assault with and without the tash. We'll find out if it matters not. Highrise Control, the last chance here for LAG in the series to stay alive. And the stats, ooh, I'm not sure which way I'm leaning.
Well, I mean, hey, if you're just only staring at the stats, you definitely lean towards LAG, more their bread and butter. Maybe a spicy thing, though, that you see on the side of Vegas is that they only have 2 wins on this map and 2-2 in the round 5s as well. So a team that often goes the distance, and maybe each of these teams just looking for that one offensive win to really set yourselves apart. LAG, you'll get your first stab at it. Diamond Con for the first blood, and Fame MCW in hand. You can chow that with Rival. I've seen some things.
I've seen things. There's a Gwyn back at Major 2 doing some things. Fame gets thinged by Purge, flying through there with a Renetti. Another one from Attached there. Nearly a clean sheet for Vegas Legion. They're finding the kills all over the place, and they are pushing LAG right back into their building.
Yeah, this is a massive problem. Both power positions on both wings of the map secured by some AR players. Vegas Attached down low, and, well, you got Nero living inside of your spawn, so everything that could go wrong might go wrong, but Nero, last one standing, gets cleaned up. So LAG have battled, they have dealt with the spawn trap, and they've gotten out with a little bit of pressure on A. Geo down low, though. Nice little snapper working together with his teammate, and, I mean, Fame never even thinks about turning around in shots like that. My God, I wish I could do it.
What a way to end the spree. That propane tank. Wow, what a lit start to the map this has been, though. 30-odd seconds to go here. Vegas still holding the line. Massive pressure up the B street. But Geo, once again, he's absolutely slamming to start the series off. 6-3. Start the map off. You know what I'm saying? It's getting hot in here.
Dude, yeah, Geo's hand is hot, by the way. His damage numbers might honestly be out of control for a single round. He has been shooting, laser point, everybody in sight. LAG, desperation. I mean, what, 12 seconds left on the clock, and you got to go stand on one of the zones just to stop it. Astriel gives it the old college try. He gets cut down immediately. Assault's going to have to fly out and do the same, but there is just nowhere to go. That was an absolutely suffocating round there. Vegas Legion, that is about as clean as you could ask for. They might have failed on the spawn trap in that one moment, but outside of that, that was dominant.
Absolutely brilliant opener. They're continuing the run they had from Karachi. They've not slowed down a minute. Vegas Legions, very, very good on defense. We'll see if they can keep it going on the offensive round now. LAG, your chance to bounce back. Spicy one. And Geo, look how happy he is. He's well proud of himself.
I mean, yeah, one of those guys just doesn't blink. You know he gets turned for match day.
Absolutely rocking and rolling. Here we go, though. Attacking around Vegas Legion. See if Attach can close out that 3 spree, get himself towards 6. As it will be the favorite word we say on broadcast of pretty much from here on out. 6-star, 6 rounds, 6 spree.
Well, if Toronto ever plays, we got the 6 on the 6.
Oh,
gotta keep those in mind as well. But long way to go before we get there. Nero right now dancing as well, is taking about 6 bullets while standing on side the hill. But now 6 seconds of contest time. But Assault makes the move, slides into death, and the slow progress over towards B continues. And again, the trades right now are fantastic. You point out Attach thinking about going on the 6 spree. Yep. 1 kill away, he's gonna get it.
He's gonna get a segment as well. Here comes Diamond Con. Bird should have this. Attached for the trade if not, and that all works out. Quick check. That's it. Streaks in the bag. You're looking at the B zone as well. It's a glorious offensive from Vegas Legion.
Yeah, 6 spree there, and well, with the 3 segments captured, they're halfway to getting the 6 they need in this round. And Attach right now, maybe shooting like the devil. They got a nice little hold on the map. Plenty of players pushed up. They're just waiting for the kills to flow their direction. Geo, the omnipresent force inside of the hill. And Attach continues. He's 10-2 in these 2 rounds. He has been everywhere on this map.
He's still going, baby. Eyes on a few more. Tough to deal without that. All went through the fence. Nero, though, finding kills all over the place on the A zone. Now Vegas Legion. Nero cutting down players from behind. Assault's going to give his boys a tiny bit of space to work with. Attach right back at it. 8 spree from him. 2 minutes on 2 on the game clock, and the second segment's gone. You're not going to need a whole lot. This should be round. Vegas. Oh, my God! A tactical nuke out of Adam Assault, but Nero's still on the point.
Oh, Assault, he's just too icy. Look at him go. That's the funniest 3 spree multi-kill I think I've seen in quite some time. So Vegas doing literally everything right except not exploding. That's tough.
Idiots. Why didn't they not explode? The hard work drained. Attach now calling the crews. They're not letting this round get away from him. We're committing. Top of Highrise has become an absolute slaughter. Finds nothing with it. Pressure still on. LAG are not out of this yet.
Well, the bigger problem I think LAG are going to have is just the life count at this point, right? They were getting thwarted enough early on that they're down to 11. Every single kill is going to set them back that much further. And now Purge, well, set up for the spawn traps. Also has the Dolphin dive on, so maybe another hybrid player in the mix. But right now it's just attaching the feed. Assault last man standing aggressive on the map. Purge going hunting. Purge collecting that extra scalp. And while he gets traded from LAG, it's 5 lives remaining. Make it just 4. This would be virtually impossible for LA to win.
Yeah, this would be very impressive indeed. We're not going to drain that segment either. Uh-oh. Geo punches his way through that left flank. Assault trying to keep it safe, trying to stabilize. Still on towards the zone we go. 9-2 now. Lives dwindling. They're over by the A zone. A slow and steady approach here from Attach should get it. Fame. Not going to find anything with a gunfight. Attach gets them both. My good God. Vegas, absolutely a deserved round. Despite the madness, the absolute shenanigans, I'm sure we've got a replay.
I mean, look, there's a lot of fun everywhere. As you pointed out, yeah, the whole propane nuclear explosion on top of Highrise. Not ideal, but Attach just had an absolute monster round as well. Literally from the opening break, he was just the coverage for his teammates that were slowly capturing the B zone. He picks up extra maybe 3 or 4 kills along the way, then jumps in the zone and does it himself and still stays alive for another minute where like the damage and output that he was getting, he's just coming to his teammates almost like a funnel system, telling them exactly where to look. So Attach making the game incredibly easy right now for his teammates is, I mean, we might be on board with just another Freaky Fast Friday. It might be a 6-0 today.
Super Freaky Fast Friday. Oh, not faded. It might happen. 5-0 in the segments department. So Vegas, if they end it here, that's done. If they get to a final round, they definitely get in defense. But we'll see what happens because, again, anything can and will happen here in the CDL. I was a bit worried that Assault was going to fall off there and make that literally poetry in motion.
Still alive for the moment, and you capture on both zones as well.
3-man.
Bam actually winning the gunfight over towards A. I was going to say, as long as he's staying alive, it's going to make that B zone capture effectively a guarantee. Maybe a full send in the final second, but the trades are there, but not before the zone actually gets captured. So nice plays from LAG. They get 1 zone on board, but still a long way to go.
Long way indeed. 2 minutes though. Long way to go, but plenty of time to get it done. Attach keeping the kills going. 18-6 so far for Dylan Price. Urge down low, makes it all his. Over to Nero. Right side windows, not a good place to be right now. Vegas Legion starting to apply pressure.
I mean, LAG, they just can't find a groove. They're stuck in a situation where they're just like getting caught sprinting back in the spawn trap. Nobody has pressure anywhere. I mean, you've opened up like the green tarp side of the map, but that's, you've made it 5 feet out of your spawn. Congratulations. You still got a long way to go. Estriel the furthest forward. Nero, though, on a nice little head glitch. The teamwork is there, but Nero is also picks up the big 2, and yeah, LAG simply suffocating in their spawn, not able to really make anything happen on the map.
They had 2 minutes to play with. Now it's a paltry 1. Estriel finds a way out. Nero Tries to put him back in a cage, but they're fighting. Attach is so sneaky. So dangerous. 22-7. 22-8. He's still cooking.
I mean, yeah, he's been able to do virtually whatever he's wanted the entire time. This is close on life count, though. Inside of the spawn traps coming through, LAG have at least kept it even because they had enough success early on. Now we're on the zone. Assault desperate for some help, and he's just simply not going to get it in time. So Fame will be the last man standing, waiting for the reinforcements, and he can't buy nearly enough time to make something happen. 37 seconds left on the clock. LAG, game is on the line. They're going to have to make this play the one to really seal the deal.
Will it be a Freaky Friday, or will it be the fantastic turnaround here? Diamondcon has taken the longest route he could possibly take. Oh, damn! Been slammed by Gio. That is magnificent work. 20 seconds to go. 2 lives left. Now down to Diamondcon. It is over. It is done. He will fight his way out of spawn into nothing. But the end of the series screen. 3-0 Vegas Legion. An absolute bloodbath.
And that is absolute, dominant fashion in the maps that, like, we've seen them play on the most. Like, the record on Highrise hasn't been fantastic. They just look good. Their teamwork looked like it was flowing the entire time. The Karachi S&D, a near flawless performance. And maybe I know that sort of, 6-star was getting out of control for a minute, but they almost had like a 250 to 120 beat down as well if Gorillas didn't start popping off on a few key hills. So I think Vegas in the meantime might have gotten even stronger. And yeah, my word, Dylan Attach, 25-9. That's a fantastic KD, 4,800 damage. He was simply able to do whatever he wanted that entire game. I mean, that is flawless stuff out of Attach. MVP of that series, or at least of that map for sure. But Vegas Legion, genuinely, I mean, the 2 rookies performing as well. Heads up plays, out of control. Nero, when he needs to just 180 somebody, he's successful at that as well. This is the team that I think a lot of people had as maybe the clear-cut 5th best in the league, and they certainly looked at it, or certainly looked like it right there.
Absolutely brilliant second half of the series there out of Vegas. 6-1-3-0. As a 6-star hardpoint, hey man, it was fun to watch. We didn't get a second taste of Vista here on this Freaky Friday, but absolute slammage in both of our series. And we're done. That's it. You guys can all go back to whatever you're doing on this Freaky Friday, whether at work, you're sitting at home. I mean, I'm gonna go play some ranked. What about you, Chance?
I absolutely playing ranked. I need more. Now that I've seen 6-star on like the mini map, I got to get some reps in.
Well, we're gonna go play ranked for now. We're also gonna go back to the desk.
Good luck, champs. Best luck getting into plat tonight there. We're going to have an excellent day of matches tomorrow. Trust me. Today, though, a little too fast, too furious. Let's revisit what just went down here as Vegas Legion takes care of business. A 3-0 to claim the official number 5 spot on our leaderboard behind our big 4.
Yeah, I just want to say Chris picked LAG.
I did.
You did pick LAG.
Yeah, I thought like Ali picking a purple team was very confident and really cool. And then I tried to do it, but I forgot that LAG sucks online. What's going on here, Nameless? Because you told me just looking purely at the numbers, listen, this is online. They're not going to win it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they've just been terrible online. I really don't know what it is about them. You talk about a team, they're 8-3 in Search and Destroy. I saw Ali in the green room. She was going over numbers. She looks up and she goes, LAG are statistically the best Search and Destroy team since the start of Stage 2. And I'm like, yeah, they actually are. Well, there's a couple reasons why. They were number 2 in first blood conversion, number 1 in plant win percentage, some key fundamentals in this series completely out of the window. Clearly, Vegas had done their research. They're able to shut down guys like Diamondcon in the control. And that Highrise is a map that's given both these teams trouble. So that bodes well for Vegas.
Ali, how does Attach get the same amount of deaths as Diamondcon does kills?
Because Attach is very good at the video game.
Good performance from veteran players like Attach today could earn your Scuff play of the game. While we get that ready, I gotta talk to you about Gio here, Ali. It's not Attach today. It's the other AR who was putting in work during that game 3.
I mean, this control is just painful to watch. Vegas Legion were in control the whole time, and you're allowing Gio to do stuff like this. I mean, God bless that Nero got that tank to blow up, because if he didn't, Gio might have made LAG feel even less confident having to play against Toronto tomorrow after getting handed this loss.
Yeah, this is a team that respawn-wise was very fundamentally sound throughout that last stage, and they're only getting better. And as the team gets better, starts to gel more, Geo is going to find more success in the respawn on that first hardpoint. Played great in the control as well. And I think him being so disciplined and also being individually talented, like he's going to beat the bottom teams. They're going to draw a line in the sand to the bottom half of the league, and that's what they desperately need to gain points.
I also want to say, if you missed that first hard point, you want to learn the new map, go back, watch this game, and just keep your eye on Purge on the mini-map. The man played it nearly perfect. You'll get so many free kills if you play the cutoffs like that man did tonight for the Legion. Right now, though, it's our Monster Winner Spotlight. We got the old man. He still looks young and handsome. Attach joins us live. Attach, congratulations on another 3-0. You are officially the 5th best team in the league right now. What do you think separates you from the rest of the pack?
Honestly, just the work we've been putting in. Actually, wait, don't forget the comment. I'm not old, okay? I'm not old. I still got it.
How old are you, by the way?
But, I think 27.
What do you mean you nowhere near 30 like man was. I got you. Sorry, keep going.
You forget what age you are. But nah, honestly, the team's just been going really hard in scrims ever since we got back from the event. We've had a really good talk, and just like we showed so much improvement in stage 2, and we're like, guys, we're like right there. If we keep going hard and can do this consistently every single day, who knows where it's going to take us. But it kind of showed right there in that match. Like we had our moments where we were sloppy, but when we were in control, we kind of were able to like stay in control. Yeah. And it felt great. The teamwork's flowing. I didn't do good first map, and my boys got me through it. So it's beautiful to see the team work together.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, we just added 2 new maps, which we didn't get to see the second one in your series, but we saw 6-star. Could you tell the fans at home what it's like as a professional team to learn these maps, especially so quickly, having to play them not even 2 weeks later?
Yeah, it could kind of suck when your good maps get taken out, because you're like, oh, are we going to be good at the new maps, or are we going to start losing them? But we're feeling really good on all the new maps, and I think it's just fun to play. Like, it's a good switch up, because playing the same maps the whole year gets old and boring. So it's fun for the players, fun for the fans, fun for everyone that watches. So I'm excited to have them.
What's the process like? Do you guys just jump right into scrims on those maps, or do you go in beforehand in private lobbies, try to figure out all the cheese? What's that like?
Well, first, a couple days we were scrimming like 13, 14 maps, because this map was going to be in, this map was going to be in, this map was going to be out. So there was so much confusion amongst everyone. Scrims were lasting until like 10 p.m. it felt like. But when you finally find out the matches, that's when you go into overdrive, watch the VOD, figure out good nade spots, good break-offs, how to hold certain hills, how to break certain hills. And then you really get nerdy once like you find out if the map's going to be in or not.
Dylan, it seems like you guys are right there on the cusp, right? Like sitting in 5th, outside looking in. A lot of people would say that it's a 4-team league, but you guys are right there. What's it really going to take for you guys to crack in and become a top 4 team?
I think it's just our search and destroy becoming that next level, because that's what hindered us at the last tournament and last stage. I mean, we were great in control, or great in hardpoint, decent in control, and didn't win a search at the tournament. We win the search, who knows how much further we could have went. So search and destroy is definitely like our biggest focus right now. That's just all comes down to preparation and then knowing what to do in the mid round. And if we can get that down, I could definitely see us cracking in the top 4 and making some deep runs at these tournaments.
Attach, I have a feeling we'll be talking with you in another Monster Winner Spotlight. It could happen as early as Sunday as you take on LA Thieves. Before you go, shout out from the chat. This is from Devious. He says, Attach the type of guy who believes WWE is real. With wrestling being real, who is your favorite wrestler, Attach?
Ooh, like all time?
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, you got to go with The Undertaker. Like The Undertaker, when the bell goes or his like theme song goes, the stadium goes dark. Oh man, I would pay so much money to see that like in his prime in person. But like that would be crazy.
That is the correct answer. Attach, thank you for joining us here in the Monster Winner Spotlight.
Wait, could I give a shout out real quick?
Yeah.
Can I give a shout out? All right, you know, shout out a Statement of Better Days Ahead collab today dropping. Make sure you go check it out on betterdaysAhead.com or something. Let's go. New drop. B2, we're fucking back. Oh, we're back.
Yeah. That's Attached. He's my favorite sensor player.
Man, dude.
Love you all.
Check out his new gear. The second drop is coming. These COD players making millions in-game, out-of-game. You love to see it, Allie.
I do love to see it. I especially love those drops from Statement Up. They're gorgeous.
Absolutely. Let's take a look back at all the games. There's only 6 of them here on an opening match of qualifier games, but we'll revisit all 6 very rapidly, starting with Atlanta FaZe taking on Minnesota. Why was this fun? Well, Atlanta had won the previous major. Minnesota bringing in 2 new players. What happened, Alley Cat?
Nothing good. Well, at least if you're a Minnesota Rocker fan. For Atlanta FaZe, it was just another day in the office. Maybe a little bit close to that map number 1, but their search and destroy looks absolutely flawless, continuing off of the major. Draza's confidence is still at an all-time high, and Simp is still one of the best players, if not the best player in the game.
Nameless, did Minnesota accomplish their goal of bringing in Slayers?
Yeah, well, if that was the goal, yeah, they definitely accomplished that. We saw Gunless have a huge performance throughout the series. I think just as a team, you're starting off against Atlanta FaZe. It's not easy. You start off down 0-1, then you go into search and destroy up against the tiny terrorists with Draza and Celia. It's definitely not going to be easy. Hope to see Minnesota once again bounce back.
And final question here on Atlanta FaZe. Will the new maps help or hurt them in Stage 3?
Oh, help.
But at the end of this one, they are clearly the best team online. LV Vegas gets another win, and they are currently in 5th, the highest we have seen them on the CDL Power Rankings. Congratulations to everyone at that franchise who is turning things around. Final thoughts here on day 1, Alicat.
This was a really short day. I hope we don't have another one like it.
And of course, we got our schedule coming tomorrow. Nameless, here are the 3 matches coming our way. Which one are you most fired up for?
Man, I want to see Minnesota Rocker once again going up against New York, but also the Monster Energy matchup. We got Boston Breach up against Miami Heretics. Both teams made a roster change, and they believe in Snoopy, so I know Censor and Boston Breach putting their necks on the line there for Snoopy. See if he can go crazy.
All right, Minnesota. I'm excited for Gunless versus the Subliners. That's going down at 6 p.m., and we will see you all bright and early, 2:45 Eastern, for headquarters before the matches kick off at 3. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.
Wait up. Wait up. Going back and forth like it's east and west, but the whole team up, say that's north side. Am I lonely if I shoot the tech? And I'm 10 seasons in, still on the court side. Every day I'm going back to back to back to back to back, so ain't no neck to neck. Bitch pressing in the valley, growing stronger, only open up to check the text. You really know it's superhuman, I'm in overtime, they hate when they check the chest. I've been dotting on my eyes and crossing on my T's, right now I'm trying to curve the S. Wait. On the gas and I'm smashing it. I've been in my lane, I'm probably crashing it. Wait.
No, I was kidding. Let's go, well played, guys.
That was
actually
Got one. Bus. Absolutely last two bus. They're both weak. Both really weak. Two right, Eli. The guy's really weak. Nice. Run away. Just gotta run. They have to chop mill. Default. Look front door. Default.
Shot.
1v1. Nice try, bro.
Nice!
There you go.
Come on, man!
I was tweaking the map. Good shit.